farms also got the flame. Michigan Bros grows folks. Just wanna grow something to smoke. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show. Michigan Bros Grow Show.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live, everybody. What is going on this evening? I'm here, you're here, we're here together. Let's get it.
What's up?
Cheers, everyone.
Baked is back.
I am.
His back in his pink shirt.
Salmon.
Oh, salmon.
Coral.
Salmon.
Man,
Coral. I like that. Coral.
Coral's probably more accurate.
It's not coral.
It's definitely not sand.
it's not sand though, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Salmon is more of like a peach color, right?
Yeah.
It's
Okay. Yeah. A little bit more orangey.
a little more pink.
It's halibut.
Welcome to the Michigan Bros Crayola Show.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be back. A little under the weather for a bit. But I'm back.
That's what we're gonna blame it on.
Yep.
Okay.
Blame it on the rain.
Did you get over the weather so that we can now discuss the freezing temperatures?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I resisted the urge to pull my last plant down, and she still grows.
Yeah.
Really?
Still hanging in there
Oh,
like a hair in a
yeah.
biscuit, bro. So we're gonna push this thing a little bit further. I was talking the other day in chat about how, man, I think I'm gonna go take it down. You know, we were on one of those 33-degree mornings here right off of the lake, and it kind of sucked. But I looked at my weather forecast and said, well, shit, it's gonna hit the 60s again, and the last 3 or 4 days has been worthwhile. So hopefully your plants are still hanging in there, tough like New Kids on the Block.
Oh yeah.
Hang in. Oh, yes. Skill ball.
I took one round outside and left the other one. The GG4 looked way early, so I said, "Fuck it."
Still too early, man.
It's sitting there just swelling. I had to put stakes up on her. She's only 2 foot tall or 3 foot tall, but she's getting fat.
I left the remaining out there at Spartan.
Oh, did
So
you?
We'll see if they fatten up. Yeah, there was like 3 we didn't take because they were early.
Yeah.
But
What do you have left, Bake?
They're GG4s and a Donnie Burger, I think.
and
Donnie
didn't we
Burger.
do a? Isn't
other-
there Orange Dream Haze out there?
Yeah, maybe there's an Orange Dream Haze out there too.
Yeah, that's it. But we took down what? 12 plus 7. Yeah.
I
Like
think we took
19
at
of
least
them.
one Orange Dream Haze. I don't know if we took both.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely took one Orange Dream because I could smell it in the car.
Yeah, yeah, we smelled it all the way through. It was pretty-
We decided to. What did we do? We harvested, threw it in the back of the car. Then we're like, "Fuck, we gotta go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something." Drove across town, with the windows up. As soon as we cracked the windows, I don't know what happened, but it just made it reek. And like it was all Cobra milk though. Cobra milk and a little bit of Orange Dream.
Yeah.
And it was terp heaven in the car. But that was
sounds
pretty
amazing.
interesting. Yeah.
Like hot box and terps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you parked at Home Depot, did a bunch of wooks surround your car?
I was worried about that, but luckily
was red.
we don't have a lot of wooks here.
He's got a good seal on his car.
Yeah.
We
It's
chopped down a
definitely
couple
new
of
car.
plants, and they smelled incredible.
3.
Yeah.
We
well,
did-
3
Which
of
ones did you take that?
I believe
Did you guys
if
take
I
down?
had to go to a Home Depot and I was at my farm, we would be at the same Home Depot. So there may just be a lot of wooks there.
We took down Triple X times 2 Triple X plants, and we took down Endgame.
Oh,
End game.
Triple X. And it was the big Triple X right across from Galactic Grape, right here by the fence. That smelled. Oh man, it smells so delicious, and it was pretty frosty, and I'm excited.
We're getting all the lemon lime smells off of the Triple X.
Okay.
Oh man,
That's
it'd be
really
great to get a lime come through, man.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's Lemonberry Candy OG and Endgame
Yeah, man.
cross. So it's smelling really tasty. I can't wait to try it out. Hopefully for the Halloween party, we'll
Yeah.
have some. Hopefully.
We've hardly thought about
We got them downstairs. Painted Lady set them up with a nice little fan blowing indirectly in the room and a dehumidifier, and they're ready to rock. They got the pulse in there.
Let's see what
So-
it's set at right now. The temperature is
Oh,
a little high, but it's at 67 and a half and a 57 and a half humidity.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
bad.
to those kind of fucking tools to have in the garden. You know, people think about those in terms of growing the plants, but it's in finishing them as well that you can really dial that in as much as you really want to.
yeah, they just got put in there this afternoon, so they're still evening out with their humidity and trying to figure the room out. So I put a dehumidifier in there at 60%, so it should even out pretty soon. And then unless I started cooling it and put a AC in there, I would love to get it at a lower temperature in there, but it was about overnight. It'll drop to about probably 64 or so, and that's pretty good. That's fairly
You're
good.
not really losing any terps
it-
there.
There's
Better
no
than
windows
hanging in the
down there,
garage,
is there?
you know.
What?
You got any windows down there?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say just
Oh.
crack it a little bit. But
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the alternative is basically either like a rolling AC and
yeah.
venting that somehow, and that's always a huge pain, or hanging them in the garage, which we've all grown outdoor, and probably all of us have hung some in the garage before. And this is
Hey,
a better
mine-
alternative than that
mi-
if you've got the choice for sure.
Mine are hanging in a 4x8 tent inside of my garage, so I guess I'm still part of that team too. Man.
Don't worry, Sko. That's what we did. I literally hung it in the unfinished dry room in the garage.
Mhm.
I
So-
saw 80%
Yeah.
humidity today, and I was like, "Oh, let's
What?
get indoors." Oh yeah, that's
80?
what the humidity was today.
Oh wow.
that is it's totally relative to the temperature. So once you take that inside and you knock your temperature up to 70 degrees, that relative humidity dives way down to like
Right.
40%. So it's relative to the temperature. But so always think about that. When it's colder, the humidity is always going to be a lot higher relative to the dew point and stuff like that.
We're
Yep.
excited.
Yeah.
Then, did everyone harvest some of their outdoor plants? I think I remember we saw Spartan was harvesting them, and we were like, "That seems kind of early. We better check though." And then check some, and we're like, "Oh, I guess they're ready."
Well, my friend that I gave a bunch of clones to harvested, and I was like, "You did?" So I'm like, "I better fucking check mine." And so I went out there and checked. I was like, "Holy fuck, they're early." So yeah, I was happy. I don't have to deal with all the anymore, except for I miss them. Now there's nothing to look at when I look out that window.
Just hostas, man. Just all hostas, man.
Mhm.
Just a cat jumping over the fence with a chipmunk or 2 or 3. Man.
Have you had any house guests recently? Anybody come for a day
No.
trip? No.
The door has not been, with the recent temps, the door
Right on.
doesn't stay open anymore. So no, but he did get 3 in one day and brought him in and was like staring in the slider like,
You gonna
I'm
make this
back.
or what? Yeah.
I brought dinner.
This or what exactly?
Yeah, my volunteer plant was ready when I went out there. I mean, it was purple and fucking. I was like,
What
yeah.
do you
I'm
think it
pulling
is, bro?
I don't
I'll
know
figure
what
out
it
what
is.
it is by.
It's
by
just
the end
pure
of the
CBD.
podcast.
It's
I don't
pure
fucking
CBD.
Fine with me. I'll smoke that shit too, or make it into RSO. I don't care. It looks good though.
Could it have come from some Coots mix?
It's
Could it be one of those hemp ones?
Anything's possible.
Hopefully.
Anything is possible.
But yeah, it's
Shout out to KG for that.
Sure smelled pretty good, and the leaves are mostly purple from the temperature. So once you, I'm sure once you trim up to the bud, it's going to be more green. A lot of that purple is going to be trimmed off, but smelled good. Looks frosty, so I'm excited for it. But
What
they're kicking out there.
Shout
What
out to
was-
Daddy Red for watching the show at the casino.
Cheers,
Ayo.
Daddy Red.
Hell yeah.
Send him some
They're
love.
having a date
Hey,
night.
I'm gonna send Mama
Oh,
Red some luck too, man.
Red.
Make sure you win big at the tables.
Daddy Red, it's date night. Put your phone away.
Yeah,
Why
man.
didn't he pick me up on the way? Damn, I want to go to
What is
Fire
it? Your
Keep.
good luck salmon hoodie baked, and you
Hey,
think
you
you
gotta
can
show
win
up
with
for one
that?
of these damn
I'm
things.
on,
sure Mama Red.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
you don't
Sequin.
have to Gilbo, you don't have to conform to his bullshit. Just say what it is. It's fucking pink. He's wearing a pink shirt.
Maybe it is lucky. I
You
don't
know,
know.
back in the 80s when preppy shirts were all the shit, you know what I mean? Like it took a certain kind of dude to pull off the pink one.
Yeah.
You know, there's like the carnation
80s?
pink. And, yeah, in the 80s, bro.
That's crazy because it cycled back by early 2000s when
Yeah.
I was in high school.
When I went to the store
All the
yesterday
polos
with
and
my
shit.
wife, I was walking through and I was like, yo, that shit's back in. And it's all stuff from like 1988, 1989, 1990 and shit, like my high school fucking days.
Dude, do you remember those fucking silk shirts that dudes used to wear all the time? The button down, and that was what was that?
Get him at Hot
store?
Topic.
were they usually really vibrant and like
Which
Yeah.
store?
oh yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Spencer's and Hot Topic would sell
Now,
those.
now
Um,
if you go to like a game
chess-
place, they're wearing those.
Chess King.
It was like it was like the male equivalent of Express.
Yeah, it's like where they used to sell Z Cavarici and shit like that.
Like a Hawaiian shirt on
Structure.
meth.
Structure.
Yeah. Yes.
Structure used to be owned by Express, which is all owned by Lane Bryant / fucking Victoria's Secret, all that conglomerate shit.
Yep.
What's up for Growley?
Cheers, guys.
We were talking about fucking parachute pants and pink fucking Oxfords, and you came up out of the woodwork for
Dude,
it. man.
I'll tell you what. I've got a.
You still have a pink one?
No.
Do you have a pink "It's a Me for Girly" shirt? Did Mrs. for Girly wash it with a red shirt at one time?
No. The pink never made it to the closet, unfortunately.
He's
But,
the fanny pack guy. Skilbo.
yeah,
Come
definitely the
The
fanny
pink
pack
fanny
guy.
pack.
Yeah,
What was I
I
thinking,
compliment
Spartan?
all the fanny packs I see in public, but no, I mean it's just coming back. Like you should see, I've got a kid in 7th grade, and like there's ripped jeans are making a comeback, and like just like oversized hoodies and stuff.
You know
and
what
just,
we've noticed a lot lately is the oversized hoodies with paint on them.
yeah. Just
What's
no
up with
fucks, no
Paint
fucks given.
splatter is in, and they're probably paying like $500 for these fucking sweatshirts with. Paint
I hope not.
splatter on
You
them.
buy a gallon of paint and
know
do it
I'm not.
yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. I got some hand-me-downs that are oversized
Yeah.
with paint on them.
Saw my boy
I got a
Kanye
handful.
wearing a paint splatter sweatshirt, and then we saw someone else wearing one too. So
Kid Cudi.
Hey, it's a lot of hard work to get a
Kid
pink
Cudi.
yeah,
I mean,
On
it
Hot
can be.
Ones.
we're in the loop. All right, we know what's
Yeah,
trending.
Yep. Paint splatter.
Dude, I've been trendy I've been trendy for like my whole life.
Oh yeah.
I got paint splatter on most of my clothes.
Doing what
that's
for
that's
a
called
weekend?
the vagabond chic, is what that is, Red.
I'm waiting for bleach stains to come into fashion.
Yeah, for real, same.
I got
Red
so
is
much
not
clothes
good.
where I was cleaning,
Hey,
not even
you know
thinking
what?
about it.
Hold on, I'm going to give you a shout out to Kazoo
So for
making
Grolly
those
and my white gear. Oh, never mind.
dope ass fucking. No, he's been making like those cool ass bleach shirts where he's taking like the fan leaves and putting them on the shirts and
Yeah,
hooking them up and
man.
stuff.
Those are sweet.
It's the way to do it, man. You know, we all make a couple of laundry gaffes now and again, and it's nice to be able to bring those shirts back through. I just need to find a black one so that I can do it on all my Fergoli shirts that have changed colors because my dude loves to use that crispy
Dude, I
white
love
shit,
this.
you know.
I love supporting places. This is one I bought, I think, last summer. It's a meat market shirt, dude. Come on, man. Get out of here.
Are you for sale?
Yeah, I love it. I love random.
Are you grass fed?
It's a local fucking meat market, and they got fucking swag, dude. I love supporting swag, man. You know, you're gonna. It's I don't know.
Can I have to clarify something with Chad.
put off
Chad
the
keeps trying to mention Gene Co jeans. Gene Co jeans are the 90s, guys. That's way later, man.
Yeah, you
Way
got
different
another
time.
generation there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
elephant cuffs go bump.
Jinkos and trip pants and stuff. That was my era.
Trip pants. Did
That
you have
was-
trip pants sequence?
that
I know
was-
Bake did.
I did not.
I didn't have any of that.
What?
Us fruit booters.
I'm the least trendy
That's-
motherfucker. I want regular
Did you have
jeans.
corduroys? Like gray
No, I
cords
just want
and a
shit that's
fucking
practical.
and a cardigan?
I might have had some jorts. I'll admit that, but
I had corduroy pants.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
corduroy.
Yeah, definitely had some corduroys. Hey, shout out Anything Grows. She tie dyed her old Fergoli hoodie. That's a great use of
Ooh.
the dirty
did.
white. I could probably do this with the hat
She
right
probably started by unintentionally tie dyeing it.
here.
Right.
The beauty about bleach is it's not going to screw up the Fergoli gear. But hey, speaking of merch and stuff, I spent a lot of time the last 2 days making some shirts. I made some shade shirts.
He's got a
Ew.
tattoo on the
I
cheek.
got garlic,
Garlic
punch.
punch,
I got lime
lime
scone,
scone,
and we got clementine.
Mm.
and you
That's
have a
right.
face tattoo.
Face
That's right.
tattoos.
We
I wasn't
Really
sure if that was.
Really hard on
Speaking
us.
of the 90s, Nelly wants his idea back.
Nelly, where's the band-aids, man? We
Yeah.
need the Fergoli band-aids,
The
man.
grill.
We'll get there eventually.
Grill.
We'll get there
The
eventually.
grill.
But hey, we're gonna have free tattoos again at the event this Saturday, and the first 10 people to take a selfie and tag me on Instagram with a face tattoo of Fergoli are gonna get a free gram and some swag. So
Can I do
good
that
luck.
right now? I just put it right
Yeah,
here.
where's my marker?
Becca
Mine.
will do it.
Hang on.
Actually, yes, I'll get. Let's start with you, Red.
I do like the color scheme on the
Let's
new
put it on
shirt.
my forehead.
Cool.
No, you can't do that.
You know, it's kind of cool because they're like
How long
they're
will it
like
stay
this
on? I can get it off.
fluorescent color, sort of, especially like the clementine. I don't know if you see like in the black light, it kind of really shines. I don't know. I got too much monitor color going on here, but yeah,
Safe to
it's
walk
pretty
your
shiny.
dogs in at night.
Put
Maybe,
it on your dog,
you know.
right?
I
Well,
don't know how
I was saying,
reflective
you know,
it
Put it on
is,
his
but
collar. He'll be
That's
good.
that reflective orange.
they're white, so they're brighter than
Red,
Yeah.
are you applying that as we speak? Are you trying to be one of the first
Put it
super
on,
first 10
Brad.
Dude,
people?
I'll count it. I'll count it.
I'll count it. There'll be 9 left, Red.
It's there.
How long does it stay on for?
All you got to do is
Billy-
take a
well,
selfie
Red,
and tag
wait a
me on
minute.
Instagram.
How often does Red wash his face? That's how long it'll last.
Is that a trick question?
Define wash.
Did you see Becca's
Fine
reaction to my
Lately,
question? Did she
after my
just
eye
went,
incident, look at my
Wash
eyes.
is a 4-letter word.
every day, every 3 hours, I'm washing my face because of my damn eye.
Not your forehead, though.
I wash most of my face when I wash my eyes.
How often, Brad, do you just wash yourself with a KFC wet wipe?
AFC never.
do you roll around when you go to these festivals? Do you roll around in the dirt like horses? You ever see like horses when they want to like do like a bath thing? They'll get in the dirt and roll around and shit.
Carrot?
as a
Gets the bugs off them, cools them down.
As a human.
so human skin.
Red's the guy that just doesn't stop, drop and roll, tuck and roll, just
Oh.
rolling along, man.
The butt of all the wolf
No
jokes.
comment.
Like I
Where's
said,
No
the-
comment. No comment.
I'm rolling on the ground. I don't roll on the ground. There's no ground rolling.
For
Daddy Red,
Broly-
did you pull? Wait, did Daddy Red get all trip 7s yet, or 3 bells, or 3 cherries, or whatever he's doing
Hey,
there?
you know,
Red, does Becca ever have to ask you to shower?
No.
nah, man.
No.
We eat well. Usually don't stink. Usually we're not eating well.
Do you rub yourself
Yeah,
with a
this way
celery
it's
stick
going
to try to
around
cut
the
down on those microbes, or are you transferring those microbes to the grow, and that's the
Well,
secret
It
to
is
the?
his
Well,
shower.
we have real loofah seeds in our cart right now, so I guess we'll be.
I've suggested you take a shower before.
You have suggested I've taken a shower. Okay, so we've
Strongly suggested.
gotten about to that point.
Almost
When
there.
I'm getting to like rug burn phase, it has to.
Painted Lady has told me before, she goes, I don't mind your natural smell, but we're going to have someone over, so you should probably wash off.
Do something, right?
That's a nice way of
Those
putting
pheromones are for me only.
Jovan Musk number 5.
That's right.
New
I can take
IPA.
a hint.
Hey, I heard you guys talking outdoor before I hopped on here. I have officially harvested, I guess, half of my outdoor. You kind of mentioned it was early, maybe not, maybe so.
What'd you take down?
Well, I started with the Mr. C's because that's like a 54-day inside. I will say it seems like it's going longer than it would, comparatively. Whereas the garlic punch, as I've mentioned before, seems to go much quicker outdoors, and it just really shines outdoors. Did again this year, way more berry coming through than garlic, where it's kind of the opposite indoors, I would say. And then I took one lime skunk and just realized it's just not ready yet. So the lime skunk and the clementine still need some time, and I see some 70s in the forecast. But that being said, we've had one frost, and all of my tomatoes just wilted overnight with the frost. So I've been collecting tomatoes for the last couple of days.
There's the peppers all wilted over.
The peppers, all my peppers, and so let's see, the green peppers, the lemon peppers, the jalapenos, and the pepperoncinis, and the beans all made it through the frost, but the last 48 hours they have just shut down completely. So I totally forgot to post the photos this morning, but last night I went through and harvested all of that, basically everything that was left on it, and I'm glad I did, because this morning they were like done.
We got a lot of fruits out there. We got to get still all the
Yeah.
Kind of a
purple
Spartan
peppers.
showed me his garden. It's like everything but the GG4. It's like all his like vegetables and shit. Nah, fuck this frost. GG4 strong.
So I have a question about outdoor flowering times. This is I don't know if anybody has the answer to this or not, but I've noticed that, shit around here doesn't start flowering until by the middle of August, we can safely say that things are flowering.
well, it depends
If
on
you-
the strain.
It depends on the strain, right? But if you think about where we're at as far as days in flower, it's funny how things that indoors would be done by now may not be, while other things that would be slow indoors are finishing outdoors. And I guess I just kind of wonder why that is, or if anybody has any theories on why that might be.
Phenotypic expression, would it be boiled down to that?
They're
But
flipping.
if it's a known cut that you've ran indoors and you take
I
it
think that
out,
has a
like
lot
you're,
to do with like what you're paying attention to, right? So maybe you're thinking of your flower time as like the first plant you see flower outdoors,
Mhm.
versus the plant you're talking about might be a week after that it starts flowering. So its flower time is actually going to start later, because let's say it needs the light to be at 13 hours instead of 12 and a half or whatever, they're all going to be different. So that flower time is going to be bumped back by a week. So that's why, it's so important to find the strains that go into flower early in the season.
Well, a quick question, because thinking about it indoors versus outdoors, going into flower indoors is just when we simply move them to that 12-12 photo period, right? But going outdoors, if I've got a 9-week strain outdoors and that's growing next to a 7-week strain outdoors, assuming that's what their indoor lengths are, and I put them outdoors next to each other, that first kind of 21-day period stretch, are we considering that flowering like we would
Yes.
indoors? Because that
Indoors-
might
Indoor doesn't really tell you.
Well, you'll
anything.
just look.
It doesn't really tell you shit about the outdoor.
Yeah.
I've
so
had
so what
strains
I'm asking
exactly the
is
same and strains be completely different. You'd swear they were different fucking strains.
no, I
different
know, I
people,
agree.
strains.
I agree, but
Outdoor-
my question is, at what point are we determining flowering? Because is it
Usually
when we kind of getting those crowns outdoor, or is it when we see them kind of start exponentially stretching? Or
I see the pistils
Yeah, I just look for the physical expression.
because a lot of times I don't see female sex traits in any of my clone veg plants. Like sometimes there's a slight pistil or something, the real maturity, there might be a little pistil or something, but once they really start to like show, I guess, like outdoor, like they're growing, they don't really have the those are they stigmas? Is that the word? Stigmas?
Yeah.
Is that what they are? Those little fucking white hairs, the stigmas on those. So they don't really show those. Once they start showing those, once it shows those, that's flower. And I consider that like day 7, honestly. Like if you're considering indoor, the day that you flip 12 to 12, I don't start seeing those until like 7 to 10 days. Give or take, right? Give or take 1 or 2 days, or 7 days. Some strains will show in like 5, right? They're just not stressed and they just show. They're awesome.
Right.
And then some will take 10 days before they show. Well, outdoor, so when I see those, I'm considering that to be about 7 to 10 days. So I'm like, all right, well, these started flower, or if I were if I was indoor, I would have flipped that switch 7 to 10 days ago, is basically what I say when I start to see those pistils. And then from there, I start to count until it's, I put that date, I check mark that date on the calendar, right? That's my start date, boom, for that strain. And it's going to be different for that strain and that strain and that strain, because all of these strains started on, the middle of August, and holy fuck, this one didn't even start flowering until the middle of September.
Right.
What the fuck was that? You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's the super important thing, is because we forget that we brute force them into flower indoor. We just go, it's 12 hours, it's time to flower.
Let's go.
But outdoor, maybe your 9-week strain starts flowering when it's 13 and a half hours outdoor.
Yeah.
And it's going to end up finishing the same time your 8-hour strain is that starts flowering at 12 hours.
Well, not to mention like a shady part of your yard versus not.
Right.
Like even how long, like I honestly, I screwed up. I put 12 plants in a row rather than having maybe like 2 rows of 6, 3 rows of 4, something like that, where they're getting a little bit more equal light. Whereas kind of on the ends, they're not. And so, I don't know how much that really is affecting it, because the amount of light you're getting in the shade is probably more light than you're getting under an LED light indoors still.
We just saw that on GML last night. We had them put the thing under the shade. It was 60 ppf. And we're getting shit. Outdoor.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, our corners were not liking it.
But it was outdoor, but it was under plastic.
Oh, okay. So
But
give or
still,
take
maybe
a little bit.
diffusion.
I don't know how much plastic takes off, but
Yeah, and
I'll
plus
say
you
this,
have
like-
to realize some shit, flowers faster. Like at work, we're doing a seed run. I brought in Mandos, and we popped 3 of those. They're Fems. 2 of them were flowering, and we're checking them every day, to make sure there's no males or Hermes or anything weird. And we don't, so we're watching them, and 2 of them flowered like a week ago. It's pistils coming. Then the one that wasn't showing sex, a week later showed its sex, but by now you couldn't tell me which one was earlier, which one was
It
late or
levels
whatever.
itself out,
It's
yeah.
actually, it's caught up to the others, and they all look the same progression.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll all finish at the same time.
now what about week 1, 2, 3? When do you guys consider like week 1 to be starting? Someone's saying cotton balls is week 1. So that'd be like that 8
The
to 10
crown, is that what we're talking about? Cotton
Yes,
ball?
crown.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
For me, I
It's
just
like
did
week
it the
3.
exact same way as I did in indoors. If something is, say it's 65 days, we don't start counting the 65 days from the onset of buds. We start counting on the day that we flip.
Right.
So I'd look up Farmer's Almanac and be
That's
like,
why Red was saying he looks for
Right.
buds and then subtracts like a week.
I don't do
Okay.
that shit for that stuff.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
Right.
Well, using that logic, then the one strain that I have left was a full 2.5 weeks later before it started to show the onset of buds from everything else, and I'm like, there's just no way this is going to
Yeah,
finish.
that's tough because that's that much later it's gonna finish.
Right. And because right now, where the stage it's at right now is like probably a week to 10 days off of where the one that's similar to it that I harvested. So it's
Right.
same strain, a little bit different structure, but the buds are finishing the same way. They just have different leaf. These are like long fingery leaves rather than like the hybridized paws that you usually see.
Well,
And
and
I was
even
thinking,
worse
man.
is the plants that aren't harvested yet, they're not really going to grow much except for these 70-degree days that are coming up. No, that'll help a lot. But
It'll slow
like,
down.
if it's colder than 50, your plants really aren't doing much. They're just trying to stay alive, and you're not going to get much out of them.
And at what point are they so stressed that they start doing that thing where they're like, oh, let's find some male flowers in here so we can make some seeds real quick?
Right.
Next year. Well, the thing is, you don't want to save those for next year because they're fucking super late flowering. You're like, fuck these seeds.
Or just
Get rid of
let
those.
them grow as volunteers like Spartan and I did, and just hope you actually pull the males like I did not. I mean, we got it in time, but it was close.
We know
I
why
honestly
your
don't
process
count
is
any of the
early.
fucking days. I just outdoor. I don't bring the indoor practices out. I just fucking see when it's ready to harvest the motherfucker, and then cut it down. I don't bother with trying to figure out what day it is. and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a
I
fuck
couldn't
about
tell you a single
Nah,
plant
whatever.
day that we just put down other
that's-
than we
for you, right?
started. I can tell you when we planted them, but that's
I
it.
mean, that's my thinking, especially with outdoor. It's like especially outdoor, make these plants work for you. You know what I mean? Like I put such minimal amount of actual monetary investment into it this year, unlike years past, because I just did a lot of reusing of soil. And honestly, I never put my scrog net up because they never needed it. You know what I mean? And like last
Do
year,
you use
it was
tomato cages?
no,
Nothing.
No, they just got
All
beat to crap with
natural.
wind and they never
got
fell
checked.
over.
We only put up.
You're just
We had what 6 rows, and we only put up 3 nets or 3 rows worth of nets, and the
Yeah, I
rest
mean,
were
that
fine. They
definitely-
were all upright and everything.
Mhm.
Cheers, Tara. What's going on tonight?
Hey y'all, just getting
What
in.
up?
Hey, Tara.
It's been a
Hi,
long
guys.
day of driving, right?
So too.
No, it wasn't too bad. It was only 2.5 hours down, 2.5 back. Not too bad, but we spent the whole day with
5
Blue
hours.
No
Kiss
big
and
deal.
Anything Grows today, having fun out in Blue Kiss's phenomenal garden.
Nice.
She harvesting yet?
Yes and no, kinda. I helped her harvest some stuff, a little bit of some
That's
stuff
good.
today. I took some stuff home with me. We did a little wash on some stuff that she had some PM on, just a little bit, nothing too bad. Did a little quick wash on them, dried them, and then she sent me on my way with some yummy stuff to dry.
Hell
What'd
yeah.
you get?
Oh, you got to check this out. This is the craziest fucking thing ever. I am like totally blown away by this.
You've got Red's attention.
Oh, it got my attention. Just wait till you see this. It's called Super Freak.
Super freak. Oh, this is the one's got the crazy variegated leaves.
Oh,
Not variegated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
like a
It's like a
fern.
fern.
The
Yeah.
Australian
Fern.
bastard cannabis.
But
Yeah, is
this-
that
this
Humboldt
is it.
Seed Company? I think.
Yes.
Nightmare
Yeah.
to trim.
Hey, you know how
But
that
the
started in
apples-
Australia? People were growing them on their porch.
I mean, it's so like floral and
Is there bud in there?
fairy. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Okay, there it is.
Wow.
Put it closer, Tara. What does the
Yeah,
actual
bring it.
bud look like?
Hang on,
Are
let
all
me
the sugar
separate.
leaves? Are all the
I've got
sugar
these are
leaves
fan
like
leaves.
Burned to
Yeah, the sugar leaves look all ferned up too, Tara.
Yes.
There's like
Oh.
it's not sugar leaves. Yeah, I don't even know how to. It's like a fern leaf, and it's got a little bit of sugar on it, but
well, no, up close into the bud, like the leaves coming out of the
even
bud.
up
Those
there are these little. Hold on, let me
You
see
get it
if I
close,
can
get
get
it
it.
into the center. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. See, they're just these little itty bitty shoots,
Yeah.
and they got a little bit of sugar on them. Not crazy amounts, but the smells that are coming off of this is nuts.
So they all have that. They do.
That's
They
cool.
all have that.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like a fern.
That's
I
so
like
cool.
it.
But what's the fragrance coming off of it? Like pine?
I'm getting lavender
Oh.
and pine and berry.
Right on. Let's
Oh,
see how she
yeah.
dries up, man.
Oh, I can't wait. It makes me so happy just to smell it. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, holy fucking shitballs, what is this?
That's so
Nice.
sweet.
I've got that one. And then I can't go on enough about, she's got some great stuff here. This is Sour Patch Kiss. Wow.
That's nice.
And it is
Nice
so bright. But look at this. She gave me so many top colas. She's so awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's a big one.
Where
I
you gonna hang
know.
that? Where are you gonna hang that at to dry?
So
Right above the bed?
Is that a brand
two-
or is that a
got two
single cola?
closets.
That's
Got
a
two
single
closets.
cola.
That's
That's
a
a
single cola,
that's a
bro.
full commercial plant, like indoor
Yeah.
commercial plant, but that is a single cola of her outdoor
Yep.
grow.
That's
So-
a full commercial indoor plant.
This is Banana Mac. This is super duper smelling good. Its structure is pretty much just like Mac. I'd say smaller leaves, a lot hairier. Very, I don't want to say straight banana, but you can get banana off of it. It's
Is it like a
good.
dried banana chip, or is it more like fresh banana juice? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
This
know.
guy.
I have to wait and see.
Okay.
Can't tell right now.
So
Oh, I like this view.
That
Oh,
one.
Like it's
no.
this is
The weird view, right?
No, I
Hold
like
on,
that. Go
Into
back.
my bag some more here. And then this one is, this is watermelon. What's it? Splash? Yeah, watermelon splash or
Watermelons.
slush.
I don't even know what that
Sorry.
is.
Watermelon slush. This is really good. This one and the Sour Patch have super duper crazy, like really bursting berry. So good. So good. I mean, it stank my place up real good. Real good. I mean, already real good.
Stake my place up, man.
Let's see, what else do we got here? We have, this one is an Island Punch. I would say I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. It's kind of pineapple-y. And then
That sounds good.
And then I got some double dose.
She likes double dose.
I like double dose too.
It's good.
Double
And
dose is
then-
one of my faves.
Babe, go get the Mac. Got a big old Mac.
I'm so happy she fucking was able to get that to harvest because I got her that clone.
That was beautiful. Just a beautiful, beautiful plant. Turned out really good. Her White Widow was phenomenal. It was huge, 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 huge. What was that one that you were looking at today that we had a huge, big old solid cola?
White Widow.
No, not in the corner, but this is White Widow. Okay, here you go. Here's White Widow.
Nice.
Damn.
I know. Okay, which one's
Hell
that?
yeah, man.
Okay,
I
here
miss
comes the
white
Mac.
strains. Oh my goodness.
Here comes this Mac. I can't even get it in here.
Get it in, Tara.
This is just, I took a lower because of course I would not ever take anything higher, but this is a lower. Look at how big it is.
Did you put a seatbelt on that on the way home? Holy smokes.
It was definitely fun driving around with them. Here you go. Thank you. So yeah, I got some really good things today. Had a great day.
They're all sticky.
Got fed some pot roast today and got to run around and see some kiddos playing and hollering and enjoying playing in a yard, and the dogs were running around. So we had a good day.
Good.
Hope you guys did too.
She really has an awesome spot out there where she's got her plants. That's like a perfect setup, I think, out there.
I don't know how many times I kept saying how phenomenal it was to her. I was like, I will take this in a heartbeat.
And I gotta say, it's pretty cool to be able to gift a fellow grower like a cola that they can dry themselves and kind of dry and cure it their own way. Because I've gifted friends that, and I've been gifted that before, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of a neat experience. But man, you gotta have a place to dry it because those things stink up your rooms. Like you think you're just gonna hang it like in the kitchen, like a plant or something, like some spices or garlic or something. And nah, man,
No problem. Hope
Yeah,
you don't
they're gonna go in the closet. We've got a nice, dry, cool closet for them to go in, and they'll
See, when you work in a grow, it doesn't matter if all of your clothes smell like fresh.
Oh god, I stink all the time. I don't even know that I smell now, and like I go places and I'll get looked at and I'll be like, ooh, sorry.
I get looked out telling Spartan, I get looks and I'm like, why is that motherfucking griller me? Like, what the fuck? And then I'll have to be like, oh, I just came from work and I'm fucking gassing this grocery store out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really
and
easy to do.
the post office lady sprays Febreze when we leave. She's always like, okay, you can go now.
She literally, if you don't move fast enough, she'll spray you with it.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
got me in the back.
She was telling me that's funny though, because she grows and she doesn't smoke or anything, but she said her husband grows indoor, and when he harvests, she takes all her shoes, her purses, her jackets, puts them in her room and locks it or whatever so that it doesn't get stinky. And I was just like, well, you should be used to this then.
Right.
Now this is where she should buy him a better carbon scrubber. He's gonna work that shit to his advantage. Like, well, baby, like if I had more CFMs, man, I could really fucking get a better grip on this smell and we'd both be happier. So let me just run on down to the grow shop real quick and I can take care of this problem for us both right now.
There you go, Baked. You gotta give her some tips. I just fucking say nothing and walk out.
Yeah, I give her tips on how to grow
I
her
think
one
Spartan
plant.
would
but
stand
that's
there
it.
for like an extra 5 or 6 or 7 long, uncomfortable seconds while she looks at him and he looks at her. And then he smiles and walks away.
Give her the old Clint
Fuck
Eastwood
you.
fucking stare.
Well, we usually hope the guy's working because he's
Yeah,
chiller.
that dude
He
is
was there
like-
the other day when I went right after harvest, so I'm literally covered head and toe in stink, and I was like, "Hey man, didn't mean to bring the smell in here." He goes, "Oh, don't worry, I don't smell anything," And then literally 3 minutes later, he's typing in some crap and he goes, "Oh, there it is." I was like, "Yeah." You're like, I know I reek. I'm the one chopping the plants. My hair's got to be covered. My arms.
Yeah,
everything.
you wear that shit, man. You can't
Yeah.
get-
If I don't
I
take a
remember
shower
going
when I get
into-
home, I stink my house up.
I remember when they'd take us out to lunch and just like fucking smoke out like the whole fucking restaurant. The
Yeah.
race was like, you guys smell really nice. You know, they're
You know
making
what you gotta
comments.
do is you gotta use those business lunches and go to like a Coney Island or something where like the power of like the BO of the chili and the onions and everything else is like fighting with it, you know?
It's
Be
called
like,
Yeah.
Roots out
not
here,
me,
Roots
man.
spot.
Yeah, so they're not indoor.
That's true.
So then we just roll down the window and whoo, you get one of those whoo. Y'all stink. Well, they probably don't say y'all, but yeah,
You're not in
Well,
Florida
that's like
anymore.
when we go to West End. That's when we get the y'alls.
yeah, we did that the other
Oh,
day.
we're picking up where we left off. We pissed off the people in the UP last time. Now we're going for them West Side folks. We're coming for everybody.
Oh, that's the name of the restaurant, the West
Oh,
End.
okay. I thought you
Yeah,
were
yeah, it's just the west
thinking of
side
people on
town.
the West Side. I was like,
It's a little
God damn.
diner.
It's broad generalization.
It's farm to table in there. It's good ass food.
Is it?
Yeah, shout out
Oh,
to
I didn't know that because I got curly fries. And
oh, dude, everything
yeah,
in
they're
there.
from a
Did
farm.
Did you
They
not
sell
see the
pies.
curly fry tree out there? Baked?
No, I've never seen a curly fry tree.
Where,
Oh, you have to
where do
look
they
at
come
that.
from?
I don't know. Probably near the brown cows that give me chocolate milk.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
The Hershey cows.
Yeah.
Hershey cows.
I had chocolate milk this weekend. It was delicious.
They sure did. And guess how much I had of it before it was gone?
No.
You got
Oh
none.
no.
They
That's a good way
Drank it
to
out
be
from
a
underneath you.
Tell you what, Paley, I'll bring you. What did Spartan show me? I think it's Culver's. Yeah, I'll bring you some Culver's one day.
Dude.
That stuff's delicious.
Get
It's like
their
a
onion
local.
rings. Oh,
Culver's-
it's not
really-
local.
Culver's
It's not
Dairy.
Oh,
local.
it's not local. Okay.
No.
It's
delicious.
hard
It
to
is
find
local.
around here.
It's from.
Oh,
it's
wait, I'm talking about the restaurant. No, all I'm thinking is burgers and onion
Not
rings.
No,
Culver's.
this is
Wait.
Culver's.
I was going to say
Culver's.
he's bringing me some custard. Awesome.
No,
I love that
No,
shit.
I think they
is
got
it wrong?
milkshakes.
Is it not
it's
Culver's?
It's CALD. It's Calder's Dairy.
Calder's.
Dude, I
That's
just
it. It's
ate
really
dinner. You
good
guys are making
chocolate
me
milk.
hungry.
Comes in a
Okay.
fucking glass, like a glass. Like
Yes,
with the
real
fucking-
Yeah,
thick
like
Yeah.
Skilbo grew up with.
You smell it from the little
Like the milkman used to leave,
The
man.
milkman, yeah. Here's
They're out of
your
Monroe. It's a
Calder's.
dairy out of Monroe.
That's like
Dude,
Overwatch.
I thought he was talking about the burger
Chicago.
joint.
No, I forgot that places exist.
Let's talk about this Culver's burger joint.
I'll bring you Culver's, even though she has one. No, this stuff's a treat.
Once you said it was local, I'm like, either you're entirely misinformed or we're not talking about the same thing.
No, isn't Col the chain from like Wisconsin?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
Delicious.
they're
I
super
don't know.
proud of that.
It's over there. We drove right past it when you were raging out of Sam's Club because they didn't have your pretzels.
Yeah, they never had.
You
I went
raged?
today with TJ, and they didn't have pretzels again.
Spartan knows how to
I just gave
trigger up.
up.
Hell,
I just gave up.
no.
It doesn't make sense. They sell the supplies to make pretzels in bulk right there to us, but you can't make them? Okay. Whatever.
Well, I mean, by that argument, that you could buy any food at the store.
Well, the argument is they have it on their
Sequence.
big menu up top, so take it off there.
Oh, the $1.50 pretzel deal.
Yeah.
Is that what you were
Oh, okay.
They
riled
just
up
never
about?
have them anymore. It's like a shortage of pretzel supplies.
Pretzel conspiracy.
Has
Yeah.
anyone
Well,
ever
he's
gone
already
like,
complained once, and to be fair, it was fixed, and they were awesome.
Yeah, that was like 3 months ago. They you know algorithms on Facebook. Well, they hit me one with a Sam's Club, so I was like, well, I bought a Sam's Club so I could get some supplies and pretzels. And
Pretzels
and
were
they
part
said,
of the
well, they said, what store do you go to? And I told them, and they took care of it. I swear to God, like a week or two later, pretzels in stock. Now,
Oh
what
shit.
kind of pretzels are we talking?
just soft
Baked,
pretzels.
baked is
So
your last name
pretzels.
is your last name Walton? Perhaps do you have family from Arkansas?
Man,
or-
Let me
to get
tell
that
you,
kind of
Scobo,
stroke?
if my last name was Walton, they'd have pretzels every time. I'd make sure of it. Nobody would go pretzelless in this country.
Baked 2024.
No, 2028 is when I'm eligible.
I just
Vote
want
for
the
this
little,
man.
little
He plays by the books. He plays by
I
the
want the little
books.
pretzel bits I can throw in the air fryer. Those are hard. to find.
Red.
He's been thinking about this.
It's planned.
Great.
When I'm eligible.
Whatever gets the votes.
Great.
There'll be an Aunt Anne's at every corner.
Yeah.
Tara,
Care for them.
Tara, I
man.
feel so bad for you, Tara. Just watching you just like
Oh no, I'm
finger
loving
pluck all this shit out of here,
it. Do
man.
not feel bad. I am loving every single.
Where are your scissors, girl?
Want to use scissors?
She's getting the big leaves.
I got scissors right here if I wanted them. I
It's
don't want
making
them.
my fingers sticky. Looking
Oh
at
my
her.
gosh, you should have seen my fingers earlier. It took Goo Gone to
tacky.
get it off my hands.
Oh wow.
I usually just use my hands for the most part.
Oh my goodness, yes.
wear gloves so it doesn't get all over my hands, but I use my hands.
It's the
Yes, I
barehanded
would- I
thing. Is
would-
like,
I'm trying to
I
see
get
what
it.
it looks
No.
like once I got some of these off.
I don't know if I was telling the show this story or just some friends this story, but the first plant I ever trimmed was with my hands because the grower wanted me to hand trim it. Like he didn't want scissors to touch his flower.
there you go.
So we
Took it to a whole other level.
trimmed this entire, that was like 3 plants, something like that. It was I don't know, back in.
Even like the sugar leaves and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we were trimming.
Oh my
He had
goodness.
already done
Oh, thank
he
you.
bucked it and everything, and it was like it was dry, so it wasn't.
Oh wow.
I prefer to smoke flour that wasn't literally hand trimmed.
We had so much hand hash.
Yeah.
Charas? I
True
mean, it's not
finger
live.
hash.
It's not
Charas.
live though. Charas, you're like doing the live plant, and it's more like a live resin, right? This is more like a cured
It's almost like a scissor hash, but just on your
scissor
fingers.
hash,
Yeah.
and hand hash.
Yeah, finger hash. Just
Yeah,
call it
finger hash.
Arm hair
Legit
hash.
finger hash, like legit finger hash, yeah. Without the gloves. Yeah. I pick, I'll go through my gloves and like take all the hash off, and I'll beat those up and smoke those
My
because
buddy used to throw them in the freezer. first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was like
That's
definitely
true,
when I was growing smaller scale. It was fun to throw it in the freezer because that was like a bowl every
You know,
finger.
I worked for somebody in the black market like long time ago, right? And their whole thing was that they would let us fucking like,
The little
dude,
bowl.
use these gloves, right? So when you would get done, don't throw the gloves away. They want all the gloves. And they had a fucking
That's their
5-gallon
edibles.
They had a 5-gallon bucket of nothing but fucking used gloves that they threw in the freezer so that they could have somebody else come through and pick all those fucking that shit off of there. I'm like, wow, man, y'all are trying to
Resourceful,
Yeah,
you know?
that's
fucking
petty.
get it
'cause
all, man.
I remember listening to Rasta Jeff, and
Fuck.
he's managed some places, and his rule was, whatever's on your fingers or scissors is yours to take
Right.
home. And I thought that was a cool rule, But
I mean, you can leave with a hell of a fucking a little hash ball at the end of the day just from
Oh,
trimming
yeah.
alone. You know what I mean?
Talk about to guarantee a tight trim. Jesus.
Dude, I solid 5-6 gram marbles, man.
Just
after-
rub these blades against this fucking shit a little bit more, right?
Every
Saw it
time
back and
I-
forth a little bit.
Just
Yeah.
testing the density on every nug. I don't know.
Yeah. Why are all 5 fingers of your gloves so fucked up?
You know what's funny? I usually don't save the scissor hash though. That usually just gets scraped off into the trim
Trim.
pile. Yeah.
yeah, I've done that a lot.
That stuff's going in process. So I scrape that off because there's a lot of leaf material in that, and the fingers is more resin. Yeah.
I like to take note on how that stuff looks. Like, sometimes it's dark and
Is it really
greasy.
hairy?
Or like yesterday, I was finishing up Blue Dream, and the entire scissor hash was like, 45 micron hash. It was white, clean, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna take that and put it
Hell
to the
yeah.
side.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff too. Good job on that Blue Dream. I like that. a lot.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping to have an even better run this next one because that one was in front of the AC. I'd like to get a cut of it away from the AC, so it's just
A little more.
naturally growing. Yeah, I don't know, not beaten up by the wind or cold. But yeah, I mean, I got jarred up, Spartan, and that when I pop that jar, it reeks of that, hazy. I don't know. I never had the real Blue Dream, so this was just like I wanted that high, and everyone that smelled it so far, it thinks it is. And Spartan grew it, or I mean, smoked it, so, and he had a good time on it. So I hope it's the real deal.
Real uppy high, really uplifting. I liked it a lot. I just listened to music fucking
Sweet.
it was great. And it reminded me a lot of the crosses I've grown with Blue Dream, like the Blue Cough and those Blueberry Quintessa. I'm not sure if that was a Blue Dream cross.
Oh, dude, I forgot about. Shout out to Eagle for those Blueberry Quintessa seeds, bro. That's going back some time for those, man.
I'm not sure if that's Blue Dream or not. I can't remember, but yeah, that might be Blueberry. But anyhow,
Yeah, that was
that Blue Cough flavor that I can remember from Blue Cough is in this same weed here, so that's a good sign in the high matches. So
Yeah,
that's what I always liked about Blue Dream was, it's like a good mood thing. Like if you're dealing with, like any kind of long lasting depression issues or anything like that, man, that was one of the first buds that came with a name that worked like that for me. You've had things in the past, but not everything had a name. But the first time that I got some of that, I was able to grow it out. I got a clone from somebody, but I don't think that I got like the clone. Turned out really, really nice, but it's funny the variants that you do still sometimes see with Blue Dream.
First seeds I ever bought, I think, were HSO Blue Dream from Amsterdam.
Yeah. Shout out to Jack Greenstock for hooking me up with those as well.
yeah, I'm excited. I actually haven't smoked it yet, so I'm thinking that might be the first one I smoke, just to see how the high is when I come off this little tea break.
What kind? Do you want to talk about that for a minute? We were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
I
it in the
mean,
pre-stream, right?
so I got a pretty nasty cold from my coworker about 2 weeks ago. It was just killing my lungs, like clogged up, couldn't breathe for like a week. I did several COVID tests to make sure I didn't have that. And then I was smoking and it was making it worse. I'd be hacking up, so I said, screw it. I went and got a vape cart, which I never buy. I bought one of those and I was like, maybe this will be a little bit, better. It wasn't. So I said, screw it. And last Sunday, I said, I'm not smoking. So Sunday was the first whole day I didn't smoke. And then I haven't not smoked like literally all day, every day for like at least 5 to 7 years was my last break, which was only a week. And so I said, you know what? I'm getting older. I better, maybe take a break, clear out my lungs, and I'll get higher, I'll get a better, high off of everything I smoke. So I'm going to go another week and then back at it. So I'm trying to decide what I want to smoke first. I thought about Donnie, but I know that's just going to
Blow it all
nail me.
that put your tolerance right back to where it was.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
so I'm thinking Blue Dream just so I get a good feel about it. and
The
see if
only
I
way
wanna
you should
keep
do the
it.
Donnie first is if you invite Spartan over so that he can wreck off you when you're wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your current level of like smoking and stuff? Are you just doing edibles? Are you
Right.
What-
For this week,
yeah,
I haven't done anything. I went cold turkey.
Nothing.
I'm a cold turkey guy.
cold turkey?
And I didn't have any mental issues like coming like it's not a big deal. I'll find stuff to do around the house, kill time.
Right.
It was more like the nausea. It was
Right.
like I was I realized when I was eat, it was like a habit. Like when I used to smoke cigarettes, I'd need to go dab then eat,
Mhm.
and when I didn't have that, I didn't
Mhm.
want to eat, but I was hungry, and so it was like
That's what we
5
all
days
did.
of that. But now I'm good, and now all I want to do is eat all day.
Yep.
And
Goes right back to normal.
yeah, and so I'm just giving it another week, clear everything out, and I don't know. I kind of look at it like I'm flushing my body just like a plant, get that under 100 ppm, and then I'll be back at it.
Sequence and Painted Lady both fucking said that it was a good thing for them to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
So-
gotten more dreams. I definitely got a lot more dreams. Some good,
Damn
some
you,
bad,
Red
but
Setter, right?
yeah, I'll talk about it. So Red, I have one with you in it the other day, and I had a Han. We had a Hans, which is it's a commercial RO system, and they're usually you lease them. They're really expensive. And I had one in the dream. Something wasn't right with it, and you had a Dremlin. You go, I've got this, and you started cutting it open. You cut the top open, and the whole thing was broken at that point. And I was just like, what just happened? And then I woke up and I was like, oh, it was a dream. Okay. I don't own a Hans anyway, so. But yeah, that was an interesting one. There's been a bunch of dreams,
So
definitely.
Red, Baked had a tea break and he started dreaming about you. How do you feel?
Well, I believe that he's seen into the future. So when we're working on that machine of yours, I'll be sure to remember this moment and not break it.
Bring the Dremel.
Yeah.
I won't do
the
what
Dremel.
my instincts tell me to do. I'll be like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to go over the top of it.
The weird part is you lease them so you don't have to touch them. They come and do everything. So I don't know why we're even messing with
He's
it.
a DIY kind of guy, okay?
Yeah, man. Hey.
Maybe
That's
Nobody's
it's
what
time
makes
for the guy to get here.
Who's
In the
merch?
You don't
pre-show,
even
Big
have
was
to
telling
change
me
the-
how much those actually cost, and those cost how much, Baked?
There's different sizes, but I want to say anywhere from 10 to 30K. I don't know what they cost to lease them, but you can buy them.
How
But I
many
know, like
gallons
at
per
work,
gallon is
we didn't buy ours because we wanted
do-
them to take care of it.
I do know this though. It was
Go to
the
the
same. I think it was like a couple dollars difference. That's how close the price was for the price it cost to buy new RO filters
Oh,
and fucking change them ourselves than it was to just pay somebody else to have their whole system in there and them do the changes of the RO.
yeah,
filter.
they come every couple months and they change the ROs. And if we have any issues, we call them, and they're usually there in a day. And this thing spits out 16 gallons per minute of RO. So like we can fill the giant reds we have at work real fast and no worries about that. I was amazed about that when we got it. It's just pumping water.
Dude, that was one of the most amazing things when we got the tour, Mitten, was the size of that fucking holding tank.
I remember we had to move it recently. Yeah, Spartan,
What?
you were still there when we had to move it because we got the
it
dosing
over.
system.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to. I think we had 8 guys, and it was empty. Well, partially empty.
There's a
and
little bit of water. Yeah.
it was sketchy, man. They were like, "All right, lean it up," and we leaned it up, and you hear a big, and then we were watching it for days. Like, is that condensation on the ground, or is that
Is
that
that
a
leaking?
underneath this giant thing?
Don't tell us.
So luckily it wasn't.
Go on city sewer, or is it on well and septic?
It's on city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it-
Yeah.
Do you guys know any commercial grows that are on well and septic? Because
I'm
I
pretty sure.
toured one for sale recently, and
For sale recently.
yeah, well, I mean, it was okay. So here, okay, this guy
Well, it sucks
had
because it's got to be all RO, you know.
10 acres. I guess I probably shouldn't say the township, but it was down a dirt road amongst, you know, a lot of like state land and stuff like that. So just kind of out there. Had a oh gosh, what was it, like 13,000? No, it wasn't that big. I mean, it was at least 8,000 square feet. Giant pole barn basically built, all new cement laid. Power ran to it with 2,000 amps. The cabinets inside, right inside the building and everything. Drains mostly cut. The way they had the rooms planned told me they didn't know what they're doing because one of the flower rooms entrance was in the veg room. So there's no way that was like
What?
legal fire escape wise and all that. So, yeah, but they literally had like the room, like the footing spray painted and everything. The ceilings were insulated, the walls weren't, and it was clean, like ready to go, you know. But it was well and septic, so I kind of couldn't take it seriously because I don't know how you do that at
The
a commercial
septic's
level.
the sketchy part. Like like if I had a surveyor that told me there was a giant aquifer under me, okay, for the well, but the septic, that's gonna fill up
Well,
so
I'm-
fast.
So large agriculture runs off well, right?
True.
So I mean,
Yeah, so yeah, I guess you can do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The septic, where's that all gonna go? You can't
Ashton.
dump that in the ground. That's fucked up. So
well,
you better have
that's
a giant
so-
septic,
so
or
that's
they're coming
why-
to suck it out every week.
where we are commercially, you know, we're not licensed, but we want to be, right? We're on well and septic. And that's why we don't do the runoff deal. you know,
Yeah.
because at that point, like basically what we have left over is a little bit goes down the drain and it's not overflowing our septic. You know, it's going off into leach field and hopefully all whatever sediment stays typically should settle and float down, you know, and just settle in the tank and remain in the tank. Then there's a leach field that's just supposed to collect other stuff, and then there's enzymes and shit like that can go in there. Yeah, they're talking about the leach field in there. I think that it'd be better than large agriculture that just emits, fertigation everywhere, where this is actually somewhat of a contained, if there are like, what would it be? Nutrients, I guess that'd be really the only thing going off would be some nutrients.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Red. Can't you just run all of your runoff right into the river?
I would hate to do that.
I don't think any township is going to allow you to do that, but I guess if
So you're
were,
going to
you know
kill
what I
all
mean,
the
like-
wildlife because you're going to. Yeah. Well, when I was in Florida, I went to a hemp meeting at the Capitol, and there was a lot of agriculture guys, typical farmers that were thinking about switching that, and it blew my mind when one lady asked, "So is it okay if we basically grab, I don't know what you call it, like what do they call it, backhoe? Those big, bobcats with the shovels, and just put that in a dumpster and take it away, like the top 2 feet of soil after it's crappy." I was like, what? You're gonna remove the top 2 feet of soil just because you don't know how to cycle your plants, and
Because they made it toxic.
it made it toxic, exactly. And the government was like, whatever, yeah, like that was fine. I was just like, oh, okay, this is ridiculous. But yeah, so it's there's a lot of questionable stuff that goes on, but yeah.
I was involved in one commercial grow, and we decided to, without even being regulated to, we wanted to appease the township, and we knew that we were going to use a massive amount of water. It was a 32,000 square foot facility, and we ended up burying a, I forget the name of the tank, but essentially like a dilution tank that before it went back into the city's sewer system, anything that came off from our runoff inside the building was put into a dilution tank at a rate of like, I don't know, it's 5 to 1 or something like that, and then went into the sewers. And that was, I think, the runoff from the RO system, if I'm not mistaken. So it was all kind of contained in the same, underground system, which was cool until you needed to.
That at all. They've even sent letters threatening to track it back to, because it goes to the treatment facility. So it's blowing out their filters. So at Minton, there's an actual holding tank buried in the ground that they plumbed an actual sink to, and you have to dump all the fucking runoff in there and get it pumped out.
Yeah, we just got that pumped out the other week, and I got to see inside. It's huge. I didn't realize how big that thing was. But yeah.
Did they just have like a septic service come and pull that out of there?
Yeah, they just sucked all that stuff out. I don't know what they do with it after that, but yeah. Now we have what? Now we have another facility on the same road. So I bet the city's going to get onto us again, trying to blame us.
So you can evaporate out, or I guess filter out. Yeah, evaporate out the
I've
water.
seen them do double runs where they do that. There's like a
Well,
thing
I like
that goes
what
on top, drops it
Freedom
back in.
does. Freedom spends the money to just reuse it all and filter
Just
it
run it through an
themselves.
RO. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
honestly, I'd like to see more of that in the future, but obviously that's a financial thing that not every facility can do, I guess.
Going through some bladders that way, right?
I think there's
mean-
a way to collect the nutrients back.
Yeah,
There is.
RO filter will do it.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like collect the nutrients back, like without putting, like if you put it in a filter, I don't think you can get it back.
You
I
can
think the
reclaim-
problem then would be separating the newts. Like you're not going to be able to get your N. You're going to get a clump of newts.
Yeah, it'd be like 30,
Yeah.
30, 30 or whatever.
Yeah,
I think-
and it's like 100, 100, 100. What are you going to do with that?
Well,
You
there's
could-
a way.
dilute.
But that's the thing. We got to talk about this stuff because like I said, in the future, we
There's
all
a
have to do
commercial
better. There's got to be better ways to do this stuff for
But
the
don't
planet.
we source like 80 or 90% of our nitrogen fertilizer from the air, like right now?
I don't know.
No, I
Can
get
someone look this up? I forget the
get mine
method.
from compost mostly.
No, I'm talking like in terms of agriculture. I'm pretty sure we found a way to pull nitrogen out of the air in like World War II era.
Most of
And-
it is urea. They fucking just spray piss all over the fields.
I know, but where well, okay. So I think a majority of our fertilizer comes from nitrogen in the air, and I don't remember the method, but I'm pretty sure it was like a World War II scientist that came up
Googling
with
it.
this.
I know there's a commercial method of reclaiming your nutrients from your runoff. And
Something
then-
like drying it out, isn't it? Where they
yeah, some cannabis facilities do it already. So there's some ways to separate it back out into your powders.
Oh, interesting.
Well, you could at least dispose of it.
You could definitely evaporate out the water, right? And then
Right.
apply the salt.
It makes me think of just distilling solvents and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely ways we could do this.
You're right. Nitrogen is in a modern plant. Nitrogen fertilizer is produced from natural gas. So maybe they're getting it underground in pockets.
Well, no,
natural
think about
gas.
okay, maybe this is where the 80% comes from, but isn't our air that we breathe like 80% nitrogen? I think they're literally just pulling it out of the air.
Well, that's what the cover crops do. Is they
Yeah, that's what.
Look,
fucking
here it is.
nitrogen out of the air and put it into the
In
soil.
several transformation steps, natural gas, essentially methane, is upgraded by combination with nitrogen from the air to form nitrogen fertilizer.
Okay.
If that makes sense to anybody.
I mean, I took Science 101.
You're refining,
You know,
you're refining natural gas and doing.
I
One of
watched
the
Bill
wild
Nye.
things is where I live is a humongous fucking pocket underneath the Lake Huron right here. It's a humongous fucking natural gas reserve, man. Like across the river from Port Huron, there is a humongous refinery plants, and it's
Ah.
like creepy as fuck looking at night because it's all lit up with all these lights and towers, and they have these perpetual flames that are just fucking huge, man. And then, you know, sometimes they'll change colors, like sometimes, and it's not for like a holiday reason or no weird fucking birth.
Although it
announcement
should
shit.
be.
It's
We
like
should write some letters.
sometimes it's like blue, and then other times it's yellow, and then sometimes I've seen it be green, and other times it's like, what the fuck, man?
Uh-huh.
So, you
It
know,
all
they're
depends on which way the solar flares, man.
ooh, sun dogs.
Yeah, I found an air quality website. Speaking of the air and all of that stuff, that was a very, it's on the EPA website or something, and it had basically you can go to any day in the past and it'll tell you the air quality. You can basically look at a map of the United States and it'll
AQI, yeah.
And if it's like nothing, you know, a lot of areas there's nothing, right? And that's like good air quality. But then it gets to like 0 to 700 ppm and starts to be yellow, and a lot of it is yellow. And then some areas are like 500 to 1,000 ppm. It's like orange, and higher is red and stuff. There was an area that was like super red. Like,
Where was it red?
it was like Oregon or something like that. I think it was yesterday also. It was like Midwest Oregon. It was
I
like
wonder why.
Fires or
red was
Well,
actually,
there,
it was hazardous. It was like it's actually labeled hazardous. According to
like China's been working on their air quality because they have alarms that are like it's smog day, like wear your filters when you go outside, your masks and stuff. And I think there's a city out west in the United States that has to do that occasionally.
So I was
Because
looking
they
at these
get
maps,
yeah.
and around the time when a lot of farmers are spraying is when is that? That's like May through July, right? They get a lot of like pesticide and herbicide applications are going down at that time. And on these maps, like there was like a lot of like basically a wave just across the whole mitten of Michigan. Like the whole mitten of Michigan was yellow almost any time throughout those months. And a lot of it has to do with the heat too, right? Those are high temperature days. And they talk about those ozone awareness days, you know, where you have to like, you shouldn't run your lawnmower or gas and things like that because maybe it's too hot, or maybe what I think is that maybe they're actually quantifying this on this website and they're saying, hey, this is a high day where there's like a lot of pesticides and shit in the air. That's just not what they're saying, but this is like there's a lot of shit in the air, so like don't and it's also hot, so it would be best to not everybody do the grass at the same time. And it always sucks because on those days, ozone action days are the days where I like have to get the grass cut because I'm not going to be back for like another week and something like that, so I never get a chance to actually abide by these things, you know. I try to when I can, but I'm starting to think that maybe it's more of a
classic case of Red saying like, do not as I do, but as I say.
Exactly. Well, I try to when I'm able, you know, as of course. But yeah, I really think I think that maybe it's a little bit more quantified since I'm looking at this map where you can actually see air quality.
Red, I get I have this display in my kitchen that gives me air quality of
Is it a
my
barometer?
location, something like that. It's a digital display, but yeah, it gives me the AQI of where I live 24/7,
Ready for the world. Digital
365.
display.
And it started doing that like I don't know, like a year ago or sometime in the last year, and it's pretty much always been green. I want to say it's like somewhere between 5 and 30 or maybe 5 and 20 or something like that all the time. But I remember one day it kicked up into that yellow range, And now you're making me, wonder. Like, I feel like I need to go back and see if it was like during a certain time frame, like you're saying, if it has to do anything with maybe the agriculture going on, what's going on around me and stuff. But yes, I mean, it's good info to know. But I think you're putting a little too much investment into like mowing your lawn on days like that. And so it's like, it's kind of like, them getting on you about like recycling and stuff. It's like what you do as an individual consumer, even as like a household, is not going to hold a torch or a candle or anything like that to what a corporation does.
Right.
So it's like, do what you feel is morally best and everything. And like definitely like try to take the high road and do what's right. But dude, I wouldn't get your panties in a bunch over mowing your lawn on a certain day with AQI standards.
There's not. I mean, when you're comparing myself, right, one person to like an agricultural field that's spraying and shit like that and doing things. No, but like my subdivision,
you're doing so many other things to combat like all those other things that even your neighbors are doing. I wouldn't worry about.
That's not what I'm talking. I'm just saying it's quantifiable. So like I can say like it's probably not good to like aid, like maybe wait for a day where it's not as bad.
I just don't think you're contributing to it as a small.
Girl, you should see Red's mower, dude. He's
I'm not.
Coal with
I'm
that
not.
fucking thing.
I'm practically going to be using a scythe.
It's
I'm
a
not worried about it, anyways.
It's got a smokestack, and it's
man.
My neighborhood as a whole,
Rolling coal.
like, whatever, 10,000 homes or something.
It takes him 13 seconds to mow his whole lawn. I think it goes 60 miles per hour.
He's gonna have a steam lawnmower. He's gonna go all cyberpunk.
Couple turbos on it.
Dude, I'm gonna be adding carbon to the
No,
atmosphere just
I
by-
see them with a herd of goats.
I mean,
And that's their
carbon,
lawnmower.
taking carbon from the atmosphere by
No, they get a mini cow.
fucking inhaling it all.
Ooh. I see them with all that.
Exhaling. I don't know how things work. Never mind.
I don't know.
I watched the thing on the goat lawnmowers though.
I'll share something kind of nature's metal for you guys today. I don't know if you guys had any like chipmunks or anything run through the house lately painted, but my wife witnessed a red-tailed hawk dive bomb a baby, like a yearling deer in our backyard today, only to have the mother deer come out of nowhere and stomp the hawk until it could get up
Whoa.
and fly up into a tree, which it stayed in for about an hour. I have it on about 18 square pixels on a video camera. It's really hard to see. And then I busted out the big Canon and like got a close up zoomed in shot of the hawk itself just chilling in the tree. But it was wild, man. Like
The hawk lived?
Yeah, the hawk lived.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I
got a what did we find? Owl? Was it owl feather?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got an
feathers.
owl that
Owls
keeps
are cool
dropping
as
feathers,
shit,
so
dude.
that's why I don't think I have rodents. But I got that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I gave him one.
Hell yeah, man.
And
so, do you know what
then-
kind of barn? Like, is that a barn owl or what is
I
it?
haven't seen it. I got a gang of turkeys. I see
Oh,
they were
yeah.
here yesterday.
Mm.
I'm watching TV and I hear. So what the fuck's that? So I
Dude.
go out front. There's like 8 of them in my front yard. I was like, okay. But
Dude, we
now
have
and then I went back in
26.
and there was more news or more sound on my roof. And I was like, well, that's not normal. So I go out and there's 2 of them on my roof. And that's why I couldn't. I said, get off my roof. And then they did.
He's on your
Did
roof.
you shake your fist at
Yeah,
him too?
big old turkeys, man. I watched these suckers fatten up the last 2 months. It's amazing. They
Let's-
went from
wait,
skinny
wait.
little nothings.
You know
Back
what?
up.
Thanksgiving,
Back
baby.
You
up
guys
as-
want to eat them.
Back up.
Get
Have they
tags
been
to
fed
hunt
well?
turkeys.
Baked? Have they been fed well?
I haven't really been feeding them.
Oh, really? I haven't seen you throwing food out to them or nothing, huh?
Oh, like the corn. The corn
Yeah.
cobs are for the deer. If they get them, they get them. But and occasionally I'll throw my apple cores out. But I got a big yard, so they get all the bugs and stuff out of them. But I don't like the turkeys. I like the deer. The turkeys, I
Why
don't
don't you
like
like
how
the
they look at you. They look at you like they're better than you. And it's like, you get out of here. I could kick you across my yard if you try me or my dog.
Well, why
Well, be
don't you
careful
try?
because those males will come at you, man.
That's what I'm saying. One of the males is gonna try to get
Their beards
frosty.
are
I'm gonna
better
have
than
to punt
Spartans,
him.
man.
Yep.
I mean, it's on your property. It's technically trespassing, baked. I mean, you
Is
should
that? Well, I'm not gonna
take care
shoot.
of business, man, and get yourself.
Go get a license. You can go get a
Just get out
license.
there with your-
right
I
now.
can
I don't
see
want no
Baked out there
daily
with the
meat.
big, yeah.
Get out there with your
Get a
leaf blower and
turkey
just
tag,
blow them the
maybe.
fuck away.
They run away as soon as I come out there and yell. It's just occasionally the male will think he can do something and he sticks around like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's gotta-
protect things. You ain't
yeah.
gonna protect anything. I'll tell you that right now. But
Baked, you need one of those
turkeys are
blunderbusses,
interesting.
man. Them old school pilgrim fucking guns that have the big open flare at the end. It's a blunderbuss. It could be the
An
big
elephant gun.
blunderbuss. Get the
Yeah.
big pilgrim hat on with it, man.
Fun
Halloween's
fact,
right around
Maybe
the
that's
corner.
what I'll be for Halloween, a pilgrim guy.
Red.
Yeah,
Red is
there
just
you
in
go.
stitches this show.
Are you suggesting that Bay go out dressed like a pilgrim and blow to in like fucking
Yeah, back to
flamethrower shit?
1776, motherfuckers.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He
Red.
wants Bank
you're-
to go out and shoot 8 turkeys with a musket.
with a
Dude,
No,
that's
it's a
like half an
blunderbuss.
hour to do it.
It's a
Bring 'em
blunderbuss.
You just got to
So
get one of
different.
them baked and then hang it up outside just to deter
Yeah,
the
show him.
with the
This is not the turkey
Put his
area.
fucking head on a pike, Baked.
We
Let this
tried
be a
that with
lesson to you.
raccoons. It didn't work.
He's gonna go full fucking Lord of the Flies out there with him.
Baked, we're gonna need you to pardon a turkey before you do this.
Oh yeah, I guess
no,
that is
not this
protocol.
election. 2028 is when he'll do his pardoning. He
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
officially
2028.
take off
Needs a
before
running
he does.
mate. You hear that?
Can I just say that I stood in line for damn near 6 hours for turkey leg last week and I didn't get shit. Bake, you better hook it up with a turkey leg, man, please.
Okay, I'm writing that down for my
The
campaign.
ticket has to be Spartan has to be the VP, man.
a turkey.
He has to.
Turkey legs.
for every citizen.
Just yeah,
Only-
turkey leg for
only for the
anybody that wants
citizens.
one.
Baked, look
Only
how
for
many
the citizens
panelists
that
you have
voted
here.
for you,
That's how
though.
many turkeys you got to take down.
Yeah. Okay. Here,
Oh,
Baked.
hey.
Everyone here is on your cabinet.
I was just
Now,
gonna say we're all
tell
in
us,
the for girly exactly.
who
Sweet.
in in the panels doing what position in the cabinet. And while you tell us that, I want to go take a dab because I missed hash time and my email's not here and I got a new bucket I really want to hit. I'll be right back.
Man, I don't know. Oh, this is tough. I'll come back next week with answers.
You know, Baked,
Or maybe tomorrow.
really-
Tomorrow late sesh, I'll come back because I'm gonna have to think about it. We
you
got
on the show tomorrow?
transportation, defense, space. I need
Come on,
somebody
that's
to
not
take
much
the
of a
space.
fucking commander in chief. Can't make decisions. Come on, man.
I got
What is
4
it?
years. Chill out. Oh wait, 6 years. I gotta get a guy for math.
That sequence.
Yeah.
And you need, and you need to protect the metaphysical space because too many people are taking psychedelics, man. Things are gonna get
Oh,
really
you-
wacky and weird.
The
in
metaphysical.
I already know you're gonna do that for me then.
The Secretary
I'll
of
be
Math.
there. I'll be the ambassador.
You're also the protector of parallels.
Classic guy that
I'll be the
Mm.
ambassador of parallels.
Yeah, master of parallels. I like that.
Parallelograms.
I'll step through and communicate
What?
the
Can I
He
have
is
my
the king of clandestine operations as well.
He's the logistic manager of turkey legs.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Shall we have at least like 3 separate lines per faculty, and then we can get on from there.
Well, I think
Okay.
we should probably make Becca the
At least
VP
3 lines.
of agriculture since she's done so much work on Red Setter Farm this year.
We can do
Red's going
that.
to be definitely busy worrying
Why
about the
should he be
parallelogram.
Put Becca in charge of making sure that every turkey has at least 6 legs to begin with. That way, we
You know who I really want on my
Six.
cabinet?
Every turkey has 6 legs.
Uncle Rick.
Where are you getting your turkey?
You want Uncle Rick to
I want
be
him
your
on my cabinet. He's got to do
ambassador?
something.
from the
He's the
Lions.
ambassador to
dude,
from
the
Canada.
Lions have that.
He can be in charge of Social Security.
There we go. There we go. Everybody gets mushrooms monthly.
That would be great, man.
Yeah. Well, we're just microdosing the water now. Fuck fluoride.
That's it, man.
Everybody's happy
Turn
now.
down on the
right?
fluoride, turn up on the
You
fucking
just have
psychedelic.
certain towns. You go, this town has LSD in the water.
Chicago,
Yeah,
needs,
they needed a little bit of that.
Chicago needs some shrooms for real bad. They need to chill the fuck out there, man.
Just
Simmer
sit
down
down.
now. Simmer down.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
I got, I don't have anybody to wrap these ideas around with.
Mhm.
So,
You miss working with Spartan so bad, don't you?
oh yeah, I sometimes I have Spartanisms at work, and I have to channel him through
glad I
Surprised
me.
you haven't taken like a broom and put some beard clippings on it and a fucking ball cap and then like just moved it around the room with you as you work. You can have
I'm
your
just gonna
discussions.
buy a Gandalf mannequin then, and just
Yeah,
have that there.
Fuck the ocean. I'm Spartan grown.
Yeah,
Fuck those fish.
yeah. Oh,
He hates to eat fish, man.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with fish. If they stay the fuck in the ocean, I'll stay on the land. We'll be good.
what about fish in a tank?
I'd rather them stay in the ocean where they belong.
Okay.
I'm cool with that. Or lakes, I guess. I'll have them in
Free
the
Willy,
ocean.
man. Free Willy.
Yeah.
All right, we made our selections for our next run of indoor plants. We were excited to share those with you guys,
Let me do the Birdman hands here.
particularly some that I know that you're going to be very excited to hear about.
All with it.
All right, from Painted Lady stock, we
Is
selected.
this Painted Lady's choice or just her stock?
We both kind of mutually decided on all of these, but these first two were from hers, and then two of them are from mine. So, from her stock, we selected the Cherry Crescendo, which is a feminized, unreleased seed, and sorry,
Where is the cherry coming from? That is that Cherry Garcia crossed with Crescendo?
Yep. Crescendo number 24 says.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Cherry Garcia is supposed to be a banger.
like that. All right.
Oh,
I
nice.
think,
Indica grew that, didn't
Indica grew that, yeah.
I got
Cool.
dibs on that one.
he? He's
Yeah.
popping, I think. Or he has.
Las
Ooh.
Vegas lemon skunk. Ooh.
Didn't you say Endgame is kind of lemon limey too? Or was that the
No, that
other
was
one?
Triple X, but Triple X had Endgame in it, I believe.
Okay, so that might be a lemon lime blast.
Might have a little bit of that, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then
Okay.
from my stock, I have Dominion Seed Company's Granny Skunk Duke Diamond.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, man. Be nice
Nice.
to see those come to life.
Y'all are trying to skunk up the neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
And from Brandon Rust, we got Limarilla F1. We're going to run the Limarilla F1.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's,
All his lime stuff is so
Yeah.
good. I
Oh.
loved when Spartan did. What'd you do? F1 limelights?
Yeah, F1 Limelights.
That was so
think-
gassy and limey. It was
so
great.
according to Brandon, I'm
Shredder
one of
had
the
that.
only guys that has this Limarilla F1, so I got to run it and get it going.
Is that a 10 pack?
No, that's like 2 seeds. But
Two
it's,
seeds.
I believe, Black Lime Reserve and Gorilla Glue was the
Yeah.
Limarilla.
I mean, that Black Lime
he-
Reserve is known for flavor.
Yeah, Painted Lady said she's really digging the lime, so a lot of our selections kind of go that direction.
Well, I mean, he noticed that I noticed he had Limarilla, or he told me he had Limarilla. It wasn't the cross. There was another cross he had, and I was like, ooh, Limarilla. And he goes, well, actually, I have the original, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's been one of my favorite terps after I grew that one. Oh, God, what was that one from? Oh, God, what was it? The lime one. And the Cuvée cross. It was something, and it was a Cuvée cross. Anyway, that ever since then, lime's been one of my favorite terps. So since he had
Morgana.
Did you get
Is
any
that
lime
Morgana?
off of that chemo?
Ooh, speaking of that chemo, save me some of that. I want to try it.
Yeah, I've
Tara,
got some, Tara. No
I got
matter
dibs
what.
on that. Save me
Yeah.
some of that.
For
Hold
sure.
on. Wait a minute.
I could
I
save
know.
Cut me in or cut it out.
My
Hey.
coworker told me
Oh,
he smelled key lime off the number 2, but I didn't really
Oh.
get limey, so I don't know.
Was that
I
something
didn't
from
really
Fumi, that the lime thing?
Yes.
Say
Lime
what,
skunk
Tara?
cub.
Was that something from Fumi she was thinking of that she ran that was
Yeah, Fumi. The
Morgana.
Lime River Rose.
Yeah.
That's what it
Lime
was.
Oh, Lime River
There you
Rose.
go.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
those too.
I really liked it. So yeah, I just figured we could run that and it would be awesome. And then I don't know, I've always loved Cherry Garcia. I loved that, and Crescendo's always been a favorite. So this Cherry Crescendo sounds really
Indica B does the best Cherry Garcia I've ever had. Phenomenal. I can still remember that taste, that smoke that he had. That was
Is it got like a chocolate to it? I'm thinking about like the Ben and Jerry's. Doesn't someone have an ice cream?
Oh,
that's
this
called-
Yeah,
was-
that's Ben and Jerry's that has. Yeah.
no, it
Wonder
was
if he
Well,
still has that.
I like the crescendo that you ended up using as a keeper sequence. That was a really good stone.
Yeah.
love the Crescendo.
Gassy one.
And
It carries a
Crescendo
lot of
grows
KP
well.
to it, so it's kind of potent, and you don't have to
Mhm.
smoke a lot of it to get where you're going, which is nice sometimes. But I'm excited about those 4 strains. Between them, we've got 2 femmes and 2 regulars, I think, and we'll have plenty of plants to grow and select from and
Awesome.
whatnot.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to have like a very contained room now where I can, monitor every plant again and not have too many to deal with. So
Yeah.
nice. And to have somebody else to help me take care of them.
That's always good.
Well, and your long con came in where you bought that second pulse as a gift, and now it comes home. So now you are a double pulse household. Excuse me.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan. I mean,
The long con worked.
It did work out.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited, and it'll be nice to get stuff growing again indoors this winter because that's what I really need to see, some fake sunshine and some warm temps. It's nice to just go down there and be warm when it's cold outside. So
Well,
yeah.
and it's going to be some nice terps going on down there too with what you guys have selected.
Dude,
Sure.
The sweet dang.
the dry room right now is it smells so good from that Triple X. I can't even stand it. It smells so good. I can't wait for a couple more weeks.
Well, I'm not going to put you under the gun for this. You say you don't like trying to describe what nose or flavors you're getting, but let's ask Sequence what he gets off of.
The Triple X one is very lemon lime, like a lot like the Citrique is like a lime leaning.
Ooh, like
it's
really
a lot.
bright in your face kind of.
Oh
lime.
yeah. It's very, very good. But of course, it's right when you chop it, right? So that's when it's going to be super strong, and
right.
That's what live resonates,
Fresh
right?
frozen.
Yeah, that's what you're extracting right there. So yeah, it's smelling amazing down there. So I can't wait. I'm excited for the Granny Skunk because that's got Afghan and hash plant and stuff in it. That should grow really short and big ass buds indoor and stuff. It should be a good one.
Oh, hash plant is fucking legendary for a reason.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of trying to save the terps, though, I am doing your method. I think we talked about this last time, right, Red? The bin tech. I went ahead and got 4 different bins of 4 different sizes. These are the 18-gallon Sterilite ones. I went with something that I could reuse down the road if I wanted to, just clean out and put whatever clothing, storage, camping, whatever.
I like the latching lid.
Yeah, the latching lid. You mentioned that. I looked at the cloning type ones that we use with the yellow lids and the black boxes that just kind of click on, and then I looked at the cheap gray Sterilite ones with the green latches. Those things just they
Flimsy,
get cold.
not going to seal well.
Dude, if they get under 40
The sides
degrees
are
and
really
you drop
flimsy
it,
now.
they shatter. There was one shattered in Menards that I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not doing it, And so then I saw these and they were a little bit more expensive, but they look durable as crap. They're definitely not going to let any light in. They're latching lids. They seem to have a good seal.
That extra lip helps that a little bit of seal too.
They're deep, dude. They're deep, and I think I got the 32 or whatever gallon ones too. I got 2 of each, and we actually picked up a couple to actually store some clothing, holiday type stuff in. So,
Christmas ornaments.
yeah,
It's
pretty
a
much.
shame they make all the gasketed ones in clear.
Right.
It's like,
Dude, I'm
what
looking
the
at
heck?
those and I'm like, oh my god, those are like $4.50 or $5, $6, whatever. These ones are like $18. I'm like, but Jesus, even if I put it in a dark room, I can't do it.
Yeah, same.
All I'm thinking is the Ziploc bags that are staticky, when you not the sandwich ones, but the gallon ones.
Do you use only amber jars?
No, but I don't store anything, in a clear jar that's going to be exposed to light, so if it isn't a clear jar, it's going in a box or something like that. When it comes to this amount of cannabis that we're trying to dry on the stems, halfway trimmed, like it is, and we're just trying to get that long cure on it, I need the space. So that's why I got two of the smaller, or I guess small, medium ones, and then, a couple of the bigger ones. And that whole tarantula room is inside these bins right now.
So inside your bins, are those branches that you intend to buck off, or are those bucked buds that you have yet to trim, or is
nothing
that
has been
finished
bucked,
buds?
or
Okay.
sorry. So everything's on the stem. Everything is, I guess, whatever the depth is, everything fit
Right.
in there, right? I actually put them in I kind of like tilted the bins, and then as I'm trimming or as I'm like
Something like
taking them
that.
off the drying rack or drying rope or whatever you want to call it, I'm actually putting them in stem first, like they were standing up still, because I didn't want to put the best colas at the bottom and put any sort of weight on them to crush them, right? So I put them stem up and then kind of flipped it up all together once the bins were full. I tried to fill the bins as you know, relatively full, maybe 70% or something like that. Maybe even more.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to make use of the kind of the technique, I guess. One of my bins, I just in terms of room separation and stuff, had very little in it. So we'll see how that goes. But the garlic punch, I think, is finally or fully trimmed. The clementine, I think, is fully trimmed, and the lime skunk hasn't been touched yet. So their smell so wild though. I mean, I like the way it's going. It's definitely keeping it moist. Like you see some of those videos of like the people dumping out like a bucket and it kind of stays in the shape of the bucket or whatever. Like it's kind of still like that, but I feel like if I get a couple more days or maybe a day or two, I get the final trim on it, take them off the stem, maybe put them into some glass jars that I bought for this purpose, and try to just get the best possible flower out of what I have right now.
Cool. So you don't fresh freeze then for
Most of
blasting?
Yeah, I mean 95%. I always tell people 95% of what I grow I put to fresh frozen. But because of these tarantula lights and kind of having the ability to do a little more data-based harvest on it, I wanted to harvest the entire room for dry flower, which I never ever do. And then I also took some tops of some other plants, like some
Can you explain that for a minute before we glide by? You said due to the spider light and the data driven. Can you explain those data points for me?
Well, I have 2 different rooms. I have a 8 light HLG 650R room. That room has been running for maybe a year and a half now in terms of its current condition and with the lighting and stuff, the equipment, I should say. The other room is kind of flipped back and forth between a veg room, a flower room, dry room, an empty room as it currently stands, just needing to be deep cleaned room. But I have 2 of GML's tarantula lights in there that he sent me. And this is the first harvest I've done on these lights. And I was pretty impressed right from the get with it. And, we've kind of been talking about it on and off for, 3 months now, probably, on both GML show and this show. And like I said, I harvest pretty much 95% of my flower for fresh frozen. So I don't really get a whole lot of hard data in terms of, this is what I got grams per watt or grams per table or grams per anything. You know what I mean? Because if I am estimating it, and that's what I'm doing, I'm essentially estimating a conversion of my fresh frozen weight, which is essentially 80% water, to a dry weight. This is one of those scenarios where I didn't necessarily need to or want to harvest all of this for fresh frozen, because it is some of the best flower I've seen come out of this room in a long time. And so I said, honestly, top down, it's not all grade A bud, but it's all definitely bud I would want to smoke. You know what I mean? It's in my jar. Yeah. And so I figured let's get some actual data off of this run. I've got a dehumidifier in there. I've got a air conditioning unit in there. I have a lighting controller, all the Trollmaster controls with a pulse and all that kind of stuff in there. I don't
really
have
specifically are you running? They're asking in chat whether it's the Vulcan or the Tarantula. Do you have the bar light or the board light?
Oh, I showed it last time. It's not the new one. It's the older style. So I think it's the is it
But they look like boards.
Is it a quantum board or is it a bar light? They're totally different.
I know. Oops. Hold on.
Yeah, the 650R is a quantum board style, right? And the bar lights are the ones that are the
Bar lights are like
It's
every
the
other
one with
company out there.
Yeah.
I would say it's a bar light. It's the ones with the it's not the board. It's the one with the 2 different channels on it. It's a bar light. It's
8 bars.
Does it come
8
full
bars?
with-
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
got the, it's got the
Yeah.
red spectrum in there.
You got the Tarantula long legs.
Yes, the tarantula
Okay.
long leg. So and that's another cool thing about it. It was like, oh, I can control the Emerson fact, like this thing that we had talked about way back with Grow Mouse and those little pucks he was making, and like something I never really got to take advantage of. And so I just kind of went hard with it, and so we'll see what kind of results we have. Like I said, everything's still in bins right now. I have no idea in terms of
what are you smoking for the wake and bake? That when you bust out the flower, you're going to roll a joint. Which one are you looking forward to the most in the morning?
100% lime skunk.
That's it right there.
Yeah,
unless Clementine's nice too, though.
Yeah,
I think lime skunk's my fave.
Clementine is a great like afternoon pick me up too. Like if you're the type to have like a 3 o'clock, like 3 p.m. coffee just to like get you through the day kind of thing, like that's a great Clementine time. But like a lot of the like garlic punch, that's definitely like a end of the day type of strain.
Yeah, that's evening.
Yeah, even Mr. Clean maybe is like a midday, like kind of just like mellow, chill, like kind of weekend vibe type of deal. But yeah, I mean, lime skunk is just every time it's gonna pick you up and make you want to get something done.
I like that. Yeah, and it tastes so good. And like I remember, I didn't get. Well, you were doing cross or mixes of it. It was lime skunk and something else. I remember, and that was also amazing.
Durban and lime.
That was it. That was yeah.
Dude,
Durban
you never
and
got
lime
to
was
try
good.
the lime and grapefruit though, man.
No, I didn't.
Dude, that was a combo. That's the only thing that I actually like better than lime skunk for the wake and bake. Was the lime and grapefruit was fucking out of this fucking world, man.
But did you ever have his Indigo Daydream?
No, I did not.
'Cause
I was
that
not
shit
part of that fucking cool
awesome.
kids. I was one of the ones that was having the fear of missing out on those flavors. But
Don't worry, I got mad packs of it.
Maybe that'll be our first hunt for the build out once we get it done.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
So that was actually a run that I did for a client, and a lot of people don't realize that because it was so good. I didn't grow that.
That was when I visited. Sequence hosted me, and we went and bought that from a store, and it was delicious.
that was 2019 too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
because we had that
fucking
party
3 years ago. Yeah,
at Old Man Hermit's.
Yo.
Oh, good times. Snowstorm and everything.
Nice.
Fuck, dude. I
Nice
remember
little
having to drive 25 miles an hour, like downtown Detroit, kind of 94 area, because there was so much fucking snow, man. Like,
Dude, I
this
took
is
my
fucking crazy.
I took my road test like at whatever 15 years old or whatever in a blizzard. Like couldn't see the lines on the highway, couldn't see like
Yo,
the on
that's
ramps haven't been plowed yet.
And the
And so,
guy's just
but here's the thing: my older brother also did the same thing, and he told me he's like, "Dude, if you got to take it to a blizzard, all you do is drive slow because there's no lanes. They're not gonna like mark you off for going over a lane because there's no
That's
lanes.
true.
You can't even see it." So I'm just going like 15, 18 miles per hour the entire time. The only thing I got docked off of was backing into a spot, believe it or not. So that's how I
Sure.
park all the time.
Oh,
now,
they
is
didn't want you to
backing
back
into a
in.
spot. No, it was part of like the test, but I think I knocked over a cone. I'm not.
They
not proud
had
of
you
that.
back into a spot, huh?
Yeah, they set up like you got a parallel
During a
park. you gotta
blizzard,
back
what an
in.
I remember
asshole.
parallel parking, but they didn't have me reverse park. I don't know.
Yeah,
I only
that's how they got me.
Yeah.
Another plus here.
Well, back in my day, it was much easier with the stagecoach wheels being what they were.
Yeah, you just tell the horse go right,
It wasn't.
go left.
No. It's
It was a thing of foot
what
power.
is it? Is it fucking Ian Haw? Something like that? G Haw, whatever the fuck it is.
You already
How do you
forgot?
fucking-
Somebody
Dude,
check his license.
Dude, it's been 40 years,
1867.
right?
Cut me some slack, bro. Man, that was many buckboards ago.
Back when weed was legal again.
The first time.
Yeah, originally.
Yeah. It was yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about that Tuesday rally. Huh? Did you guys already talk about that? Did I miss that?
You know,
No,
we haven't
no.
yet. I'm actually going to be able to go to that because I went over to Big Jar's house, was smoking down with him during the week. He was like, bro, if you want to fucking go, man, you can get a ride. So I'm in. Tuesday, 12 o'clock, right, Spartan?
Yeah,
What's
noon
on
to
fire
5.
over there, Becca? Holy shit, the house is on fire. I'm like, is the
Yeah.
curtains on fire or
That's a
something
new
over
type
there?
of
Like,
dick that got out?
hey.
I think I filled it twice on accident.
She's full now, Captain.
A little bit full.
We're gonna have you do self.
Yeah, Harvest Rally Tuesday. Hopefully everybody comes on out noon to 5 p.m.
Up in
What's it for?
Lansing.
Where's it at?
Lansing,
the
Michigan State
capital.
Capitol. It's the cannabis community is coming together. It's more a rally than a protest per se, and it's an education event, non-consumption event. Wink, wink, and it's just a get together of the community. Hopefully, the first I don't know how long, but the first bit they're having lawmakers and even medical professionals doing some speeches, so that's going to be awesome. And then more just different people from the community. I'm expecting to speak pretty late. I don't know, but it's going to be a great time, I think. And I don't know. It's
A lot
the
of
best.
good people, man. Good message, good vibes.
It's send a good message. This is election. It's an election year, and this is a day that they'll be all at work. So it'll be good for them to, they're going to want to know why is there so many people standing outside, and when they see, well, that's for the cannabis crowd. Just that information alone.
I
It's
mean,
helpful for them to see.
we had a positive experience when we were there before. You know what I mean? It's not like anybody caught static about anything. It's, hey, you're exercising your right as a citizen.
You could probably
Watch
still
where you
find
park.
that on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
The
Dude,
entire
we were both recording. You're the only one, like, you recorded the whole fucking thing, dude. I was super tired
from
by
the-
like
from-
the 20-minute mark. My back's killing me. Vergoli's still standing there strong.
I don't think I moved for
Got
2 days after that, but yeah, I went up and like filmed the whole thing, live streamed it to YouTube from the time I walked up and it got started to the time the last speaker finished.
The lady Cynthia was super fucking nice, man.
Yeah.
Cynthia Ryder. Yep.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I don't think she won her election bid. I could be wrong, but I think she lost. So she could still be there speaking for sure.
She was a good person that really understood the importance of the plant and the relationship that we have with it.
Yep. She was a rep out of Detroit area.
It was Cynthia Johnson, I think, right?
Or Johnson. Yeah, you're right. Cynthia Johnson. You're right.
For
I got
girl, that was you filmed live the encounter in which we met in person. It was part of that.
I think there was a few of those that day, but yeah, that was
Yeah, the first time we met. Not and,
You can still find
on
it.
top of all of the other filmings, of course. I don't think you actually filmed me, but you filmed my voice in the.
Dude, it was a really cool fucking experience to smoke a joint on the fucking lawn there. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm old enough that it was like,
yeah.
yeah, man.
Because I think Kazoo gave me his
He was giving out oak trees or whatever it was.
Well, what turned out to be his gutter trash trees,
In a red flyer, he was pulling them around in too.
Yeah, that was
pretty
so
dope.
good.
Didn't
With
a
a
squirrel take
with a sticker that
ours?
said "fuck the NCA." A squirrel took ours away.
Yes.
Ah.
Well,
Oh fucker.
they like leave things for us in pots and stuff, like
Yes.
fruit, like
You're
apples,
trading, you just don't know it.
Yeah.
all over the porch.
It's a trade. It's definitely a trade.
Leave him some
Martin,
herb out there, man.
I want to hear a little bit more about the
Yeah.
message you want to share, and maybe if you can give us a glimpse. But with this news, and I don't know if this has got brought up yet either, but the I don't know if we'll call it news. I don't know. What's your guys' take on the whole Joe Biden announcement? Not to bring necessarily politics into it, but the fact that he's pardoning any simple marijuana possession at the federal level, and is urging. And here's the point I want to focus on is that he's urging state governors to essentially kind of take that task upon themselves too. Because, gosh, I wish we almost had another week to organize this and just do whatever we could do to get Governor Whitmer on that lawn with us and at this rally to make some change in the state. But I know that's like a crazy stretch because it's 36 hours away.
Right. It's not impossible. And if we make enough of an appearance this time, maybe next time. This looks like and has everything, all the momentum to be a yearly event, it seems like to me. I imagine it's going to be something that's going to be encouraged every year and just get bigger every year. It's awesome to be a part of it and be asked to speak at the first one, in my opinion. And I am taking it seriously, but at the same time, I don't want to repeat myself. It's I've been given around a 5-minute window, and I don't want to waste that time. I want to get
That's
information out.
hard, man. That's
I wanna
hard
get-
to cut down to 5 minutes.
Especially
not
when
yet.
you're used to this 3 or 2 hour show,
Yeah, it's not even that. It's I want to listen to the speakers before me and not repeat information so that I, utilize my 5 minutes.
Right.
There's many messages that I'd love to get across to people there and the lawmakers there, especially, and probably camera crews, because I've already seen a news article about this event. But I'm going to not repeat. So if other people are hitting some of the points that I wanted to hit, I'm just going to mentally check them off and then just hit the other points. And, but generally speaking, I just want to, there's two big main points. One is the caregivers they fill a part that can't be filled by anybody else, including commercial, and the reasons why. And so they should be protected and home grow with that. And then besides that, I think there's room for everyone in the cannabis industry. So there's room for the commercial, there's room for the home grower, and there's room for the caregivers, patients, rec growers. We don't need to be raising money and giving it to lobby groups to try to squeeze one of the other groups out. What we need to do, if we want to use lobby groups to change laws so it's easier to grow weed, not harder. So that's kind of the two messages that.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I dig it.
And as far as Biden, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if one person steps out of jail, that makes me happy. I think it's a good thing.
Right.
I hear a lot of people saying that it's not affecting a lot of people. I don't care if it's one person. I think it's good. Anybody that comes out of jail, it's huge.
I
I'm
don't
not patting the guy in the back for it because he wrote the law to put a lot of them there. But I think it's a good sign. A good sign by the federal government to urge state governments to.
Yeah.
to do
That's,
the
I
same
mean,
thing.
even if
Because
it's
at the state
symbolic,
level,
that's how
those
shit
things are
works,
huge.
right?
I don't think he could have done state level. Like that's
He
what
can't.
we do, the
No,
state
but
level. So he did
no, but
what
he could push legislation to make it legal at the federal level. He
Hey,
could
and
go
we
up.
looked it up. What 3 shows ago or something? It's about 30,000 people as of the last not census survey, whatever they did,
But
are
that's
still locked up.
It's the Last
But
Prisoner
that's
Project.
probably-
I mean,
yeah.
we both worked in the Last Prisoner Project, and this is a humongous win for the Last Prisoner Project and everyone that's been involved with it. To see something so monumental to be finally not just brought for a vote, but actually handled.
Well, that wasn't the last.
Dude,
Prison
that's
Project's official
people's
response.
lives, man. That's people's lives that are being given a second chance.
I
And
agree
you
with
have to realize that these are
both.
not people that committed crimes like yo, I had fucking weed and I killed 7 people. Like, no, you're not getting out of jail. That's not what this is about. This is about, if you have a cannabis fucking issue,
Well,
then
he was very specific for the federal level, and it was just
Yeah.
cannabis possession only, which is a very
Right.
rare occurrence. when
Yeah.
you get charged with only one fucking thing.
right.
That's-
Usually it's like conveyance across state lines makes it a Fed case instead of a state case, and now it's much more complicated.
even
Or you're
even
in
if it's
DC,
just
you know.
fucking, even if it's just like what do you call those moves that don't mean anything? But it's ceremonial move. It's still a move in the right direction, right? It's still
Right.
a softening of the attitude from the federal government. So
From
I'm
the
not mad.
top. I mean, even his predecessor, Obama, when he was asked about it, he kind of laughed about it. I mean, I know that was 10, 12, whatever years ago, but, we're fine. He's like, we're finally making progress. I
the
know this is like a 60-year
majority
deal, but
of Americans support some form of cannabis for people. The scales have completely flipped in just my lifetime. I was making jokes about the 1860s and shit, but it really, really has.
I believe
That's
I
the
saw
thing.
the number 183 is the amount of the
People.
federal people that are going to get pardoned for this.
There you go.
Hell yeah, good for
Something that
them.
wasn't brought up yet is the fact that he was going to emphasize that cannabis needs to be rescheduled.
That's
And I
huge.
think that might-
Interesting
Huge.
because
that
it'll
might be
be
the most important
rescheduled.
thing that he mentioned in the whole deal.
Who's
Hey,
in
can
charge
we
of that?
sh-
Who's in
share
charge
your
of
thoughts?
rescheduling that?
Two,
Like,
which
which
Tylenol is
triple A
rescheduled
which
to
triple
2.
letter agency do you want to give it to? You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
FDA
they're,
will now
they're not the
come
ones
into your
empowered
grow.
with making the laws, but they're empowered with writing them essentially, and enforcing them a lot of the times. I don't know. Should it be rescheduled? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Or should it be
I think-
decriminalized?
I think he said review the scheduling, and if that's what he said, then I think it should be descheduled.
It should
But if
be
he needs to move it
descheduled.
to another schedule, no, it needs to be taken off the list.
If it goes to
Right.
Schedule 2, it'll be in the same category as people who make Tylenol. Well,
It'll
who's
be
allowed
pharma.
to make Tylenol? Only a certain amount of people because the FDA has to come inspect your place.
Treat it
And
like
most
tomatoes.
people, can't afford a lab grade grow that's like just perfect.
Right.
So it might be a move that hurts a lot of people. I don't know.
But that's
But-
where I love the protection of the home grow, though.
Yeah.
Is like you guys can fight it out all you want amongst all you MCMA motherfuckers. Have at it, man. Duke it out. Just don't step on my rights to do so.
Exactly.
That's
As
why
long
we
as
That's
you don't
exactly
mess
what,
with
that's
current
exactly what he's
state
saying.
rights,
Though,
we're
Bilbo, is
fine.
if
I think
it goes to another
cannabis-
schedule, it goes to pharma, and there is no fucking homegrown at that point. It's back
Right.
to illegal.
Yeah, and
think
that's
that
why
they'll
the
link
D
it-
schedule would be nice.
Drug
They'll,
war
they'll
all
lump it
over
up with the
again.
ATF. They'll lump it into ATF, into that
I don't, maybe. Yeah, you might be right.
firearm department.
I think it'd be a combination of ATF and FDA.
If
Whatever
it's off
whatever
Schedule 1
fucking
is what you're
3-letter
saying,
agency it
'cause
is, you don't want them on your doorstep. How's that
Either way,
sound?
it's expensive.
Yeah.
Why
But
would it not be DEA? If it's off Schedule 1, they don't do anything
DEA
with
is just crime busters. Like they
Crime
they,
buster.
they
I
bust
mean,
they
a
bust
lot of these
criminal drug
agencies are
related
just
stuff.
Well,
crime
you
busters.
can
And they failed on the war on drugs. I'm not putting them in charge of cannabis.
No,
Or-
I'm not. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking who are they only involved with Schedule 1, or do they involve? Do they do Schedule 2 drug? Because don't they do just like prescription pills? Don't they deal with that kind of stuff too? Like, you know, in terms of like bigger crimes, obviously.
Sure, if there's like a boat that arrives from some other place and it happens to be laden with such contraband,
I'm
I'm
talking
sure
about
they'd
like
be the ones to be
fraud,
contacted.
like doctor fraud, like, you know, bigger.
That'd be the
uh,
AMA, I think.
I don't
The
even know what
American
the
Medical
AMA is.
Association.
Yeah,
doctor.
definitely.
Dude, they got guns and stuff.
No.
Oxycodone's a Schedule 2, so I'm pretty sure the DEA is on Schedule 2
Yeah,
and
I
3.
think so too.
He is probably
Okay.
on all the scheduling.
Anything
That's
that's
what I would
labeled a
imagine,
drug,
right?
They're
Anything-
regular-
exactly.
yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm wondering why would it be ATF?
Because
Who
tobacco
knows?
and alcohol are both linked.
Yeah, it
up.
depends
So
on how
if
they
we-
lump it. The
If we
government loves
de-
to
if we
compare it to
completely
alcohol.
deschedule it, you think it'd be ATF? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that
No,
makes
no,
sense.
no. Descheduled, and then still regulated ATF. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if it's if it's rescheduled, I think it's still going to be DEA. If it's just down to
Rescheduled
2,
DEA. Yeah,
Yeah.
rescheduled DEA, and
It's not ideal.
maybe
for
FDA.
It wouldn't be ideal for it to just be like Schedule 2 or that, but then more research can be done with it. Like I think the big part.
I mean, I would love I think FDA should take control over it, just like they do
It'd
with
be way easier.
crops.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do they take control of other medicinal herbs?
No, I mean they don't take control of what you grow in your backyard, but in terms of like the commercial level, I think it should be up to the FDA, not the DEA, not
Yeah,
the
I'm talking about
CRA, not the.
Do they do that with commercial herbs?
They should just make a cannabis department. They love making departments.
It's a good argument because Spartan
I don't
kind
like
of
more
depends on what state
regulation.
you're in
Department
Michigan,
of
we have
Dank.
cottage law, and in Michigan we actually are able to sell our herbs. In other states, you may not be able to. You might have to get an FDA license. So it kind of depends on where you're at, or maybe not FDA, but some sort of other state regulated entity.
Cottage industry.
But no matter what it is a step forward, not backwards. So it's a win. So just a small one. I mean, it's inevitable too. There's with 60. What'd you say, Skilba? I think 68% of the country supports cannabis right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
You can't go against the people that long. It's
Yeah.
just like in 1933.
Right. They've
You
turned
try
a
to go
federal
against
blind
what the
eye.
people want, and you're
Yeah.
gonna have a revolt or just everyone doing it anyways.
No,
So-
if we say let's just continue what the states are doing, and we talk about the state of Michigan, then I think that cannabis should be scheduled the same as all the others under the cottage law, right? Under where
What's
it's
that?
cottage
Cottage industry.
basically, yeah, as long as it's not like something that's going to contain a foodborne illness, meat or something like
Right.
that, you can sell it as long as it's not processed. Certain types of processing, right? Making
There's a
ketchup.
whole list of things that
Yeah.
it can't be.
Right. And then otherwise that has to be FDA approved, right? So you could still like utilize FDA kitchen or something
Then
like that to make
government
it.
gets involved.
And you could get FDA approved, for your brand and things like that. But like
possibly USPS and yeah.
right. So it'd be a lot easier to like sell your products and make a living from, the commodity that is.
Farmers market.
Did
Because for us, like we are actually
just
out
for-
there. We don't have
just for the
jobs,
process.
you know what I mean? Cannabis is our livelihood. Providing cannabis to other people is our livelihood. So we need to be able to do that legally somehow, some way, and also be able to be be able to make some sort of a living doing it, right? Which includes the fiscal dollar, the almighty U.S. dollar that we have to make, in order to pay bills,
Water bills, gas
This
bills.
might open up banking too. So
Yeah,
you
so
might
open
now
up
be able to get a loan for your own small business or something like that, which would be a big win for a lot of people that couldn't get in to the game previously. So
Without it
Like,
being
what do all these
like-
large corporations do? These
dispensary gets underneath the CRA.
the
What
large
do they bank?
corporations have money.
But how
they
are they
just-
banking any of this money though? So like if you go to a
That's
dispensary,
the tricky part, that the like True Leave, the owner of True Leave in Florida, he got into some tricky stuff because he gave money to his wife and she bought a house, even though the money he owns, cannabis stuff, and he ended up getting investigated and in trouble. So I don't know exactly what they're doing with it. A lot of them I know in Florida were just blowing it. So they were just spending it as fast as they could so they could write it off and all that.
A lot of
and
them
recoup it later.
A
Like
lot of them
opening
in,
up departments for no reason and research departments at every dispensary.
Yeah,
or,
fancy
grow.
accounting.
lots of
Yeah.
R&D expenses.
Just blowing the
salaries for
money so
people.
that
No, but
later.
out west, like when this first started, like Colorado and stuff, they were all buying a massive amount of real estate. They were
Yeah.
just buying up real estate because what do you do with hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, guess what? That acreage looks pretty darn good, and who knows what's happening with it now. I'm sure the official plan for it was like greenhouses or something, but that's just under those cannabis corporations now. So whoever's gobbling up those corporations is getting that property. That's people aren't
it's the
necessarily even
long-term
buying these
problems of
corporations for
these
the
federal
cannabis
blind
IP.
eye has fucked us, dude.
Oh,
Like the
Oh,
feds
yeah.
have decided not to get involved, so they've created all these other like, now this is a crime because you can't do it legitimately. You've got to do this other shit, and it's like, why do we even play these silly fucking games, man?
That's why I just hope.
Let's leap headfirst into the fucking 21st century. In fact, since Sequence always likes to bust my fucking chops about me reading shit on Reddit and then never recalling the pertinent facts of it, I've got one for you, old boy.
Oh,
Hats off
shit.
to the original OG dude that just died yesterday, whatever it is, the original OG patient guy from California. I think, fuck, somebody in chat is smarter and remembers better than
You
I.
just said you remembered the details, Skilbo.
I said I didn't remember the pertinent details. I just remember that I don't remember his name. That's not a pertinent
This is on
detail.
film. We can go back.
We can't go back. It's only forward, bro. It's only
I
forward.
didn't hear about
We
that.
don't ever watch
so-
these shows. They're gone.
Yeah,
to
no
the
one's
fucking-
paying attention to this.
Was that the federal?
No one's paying
was that the
attention.
federal medical holder?
Yes.
Was that the federal medical holder? Okay.
Yes.
I
What's
just-
his? Let's see. Someone's gonna know, man.
The one down in
That goes back a
Florida.
very long time, doesn't it? That
No.
goes back early
Oh,
90s.
there was one before. You're right, Spartan. A long.
Yeah.
No.
I think he's
can't-
talking about way longer ago in Cali.
way
though.
longer ago. I think
Like,
it's the
when
dude,
they started
like-
Cali,
it goes
the
back to,
like,
like, the
original
80s.
1996.
Yeah.
law
Hey,
where-
we need you to be Jamie right now. Fast finger this shit.
Shit, there's
Oh.
people in
Fast
Alaska.
finger,
fucking-
Jamie.
Alaska was legal way before the 90s.
What?
Yeah,
Alaska
like
was?
70s. Yeah.
No, dude. Today I learned. I did not know that. Wow.
Oh, you're talking California MedCard. Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? California? Okay, I thought you were talking.
98.
There's a federal program that existed
Well,
before
yeah.
California that I think goes back to like the 80s. There was like
tins of weed.
there's like
I know there's a federal program they were sending this lady down in Florida. I was watching a program. She was getting joints, pre-rolled joints.
Yeah. They came in a metal tin. There's
Yeah.
only a couple of them
That's
still
nice.
going.
there's like 11 people on the program, a very
I
small
don't even
number.
know. Yeah, I don't even know if it's that many still.
Dude, in the days before
Or
the
the bill
internet,
for my
when
own
people used
caregiver.
to have the fucking weird stories on shit, and the whole thing was that the federal program down in Alabama was the only place that they could grow weed, and that's where G13 came from. I think was the fucking
University of Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah.
Mississippi. There you go.
They do have
Pertinent details, man. Pertinent details. We
Yeah.
won't worry
well,
about that.
they're what it
We're
is.
talking generalities here. It's
DEA
easier.
thing.
Sequence,
They
don't
have-
shake your head at me, bro.
They have DEA. They have like DEA
Unbelievable.
for the last seconds of the show.
Just steering.
Dude, have you
shit,
guys
bro.
not seen Pineapple Express? I'm pretty sure most of this history I learned from Pineapple Express.
Just
the
watched
movie.
it this weekend.
I literally watched
All
it
true.
last night for like the 17th time.
Now I want to watch it.
Thank you everyone for watching. Check out the late sesh tomorrow at 11.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.